And greetings on this holiday weekend from Tampa, Florida, Tampa Bay, as the Generals and Bandits meet for the second time this season, and a game that will have meaning at the end of June when the USFL playoffs begin. Looking at the Eastern Conference standings will give you some more meaning as to the importance of this ball game today. New Jersey in Tampa. Tampa Bay tied with Birmingham for the conference lead. Birmingham plays at home Monday night against Orlando. Last night, Portland upset Memphis 17-14 to drop Memphis's record to 8-6, while Jacksonville beat Los Angeles 21-7 to go up to 8-6. So obviously, if New Jersey doesn't win today, then the Generals drop into a three-way tie for third place. So 7 of 8 Eastern Conference teams in the playoff race as of this hour, and we'll detail it more for you at halftime. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson, along with Lynn Swan. Tim Brandt is on the sidelines. It's a very hot, muggy day here in Tampa, which is why we are in church sleeves. And a question, Lynn Swan, about this New Jersey ball club that has had the good fortune so far to play in cooler weather. This is their first real brush with heat and humidity.
And they have an older football team than the Tampa Bay Bandits, so I think it will take its toll. Fortunately for the Bandits, though, they practice in this weather every day during the week, so they're accustomed to it.
Tampa has admitted all during the week as they have practiced for this ball game that they're going to play a four-man front and they're going to aim right at Herschel Walker and try to hold him under 100 yards.
So what else is new?
That's true.
I don't think anybody's going to stop Herschel Walker. He is on a tear coming off his 7th consecutive game of over 100 yards. So I think you have to concede him his yards. You make him pay a price. You play as physical as you can, but he's going to get his yards, but you try and hold him down to those yards between the 220s and then score points. I think what they have to do is force Doug Flutie to throw the football.
Another interesting thing, that Tampa Bay's average scoring possession, based on what has happened over the first 13 weeks of the season, has been extraordinarily long, averaging right at 70 yards, which means your defense is not giving them very good field position.
The defense is not stopping their opponents in their own territory. The defense has the offense punt the ball back to them. Tampa Bay's offense gets it at about the 30-yard line. They have to drive the length of the field, which means more mistakes. They lead the league in interceptions. But I think today, as we talk to the coaches and players, we expect to see Tampa Bay run the football a great deal more, and they do have a solid game with Greg Boone and, of course, Gary Anderson out of Arkansas.
And there's a fellow missing out of that Tampa Bay defensive front that has been very important to them. Let's go now to the head man of the Bandits, Steve Spurrier, as he talks with our Tim Brandt.
Yes, Steve, they were just mentioning the fact that the defense really hasn't given you that great a field position this year. Now you come into a game today and you've got Freddie out, Freddie Nordgren, of course, in the middle. Kelly Kirchbaum is banged up. You've got a pretty good chore stopping Herschel. How do you do it now?
Well, like everybody tries to, Tim, we're going to try to get 7 or 8 guys up near the line of scrimmage, and the first guy's got to hold on and wait for help to get there, and hopefully we'll tackle a lot better than we did last week.
Well, when you talk about last week, the first thing that comes to mind, too, and I know you've thought about it a great deal, the turnovers killed you last week with 4 of them. You've had problems with that. How do you correct it?
I don't know, Tim. We haven't really been fumbling. We've just been throwing too many interceptions, and we've dropped a couple of snaps from center the last 2 weeks. But I don't know. I don't think you can really talk about them that much. We just got to go out and be a little bit sharper than we were last week and just play a lot better. That's what we need to do.
Very quickly, offensively now, you're going to try to hurry them a little bit, come out without a huddle occasionally, do a lot of audibilizing?
Well, it just depends on how the game goes, Tim. We can't go out there and throw 3 times and ask our defense to go play right away. So we need to go out there and spend a little time on the field. But we know we got to throw it also and run it also.
Good luck today.
Thank you, Timmy.
All right, Keith.
Steve Spurrier, who is the University of Florida's only Heisman Trophy winner. And they have the flip of the coin going out in the center of the field now with referee Leslie Ward. Generals will get the football on the first possession of the ball game, and Doug Flutie, with a completion average of just under 47% on the season, is out there. And this could be the day, if Tampa Bay is able to set in there with a 4-man front, could be a day when Doug Flutie could become very, very important in this ball game.
That's correct. I think when you look at Doug Flutie, the fact that he has not thrown the football a lot this year has overall been an asset to the ball club. having to come in with a short training camp, not being sure what he was doing. If he was forced to throw the ball a great deal, I think he'd have as many interceptions as the Tampa Bay Bandits, who lead the league with 26.
The Bandits were severely trounced by the Memphis Showboats at home last week. Tampa has never lost 2 games in a row at home, and they have lost 2 in a row on the road only twice. And in effect, what I'm saying here is this ball club has a history of bouncing back after a defeat.
They do, and so do the New Jersey Generals. They have not really. In 1984, they put together a team that did not lose 2 games in a row. Neither one of these teams have lost 2 games this year. As soon as they lost a game, they came right back and played a great football game. The problem is, in this ball game, both these 2 teams are coming off a loss, so somebody today will lose a game 2 in a row.
Here's the kickoff as Jeff Davis, new to the team, kicks it down to about the 12-yard line where it's picked up by Danny Knight. And Danny Knight comes out across the 25 to the 26, and the offensive unit for New Jersey comes out on the field. With New Jersey sending out Doug Flutie. He's 5'9", 175 at quarterback. Herschel Walker and Maurice Carthon will line up in the setback position, and Carthon may see the ball a little more than he has in recent weeks. Broughton, Collins are the wide people, and Sam Bowers is a tight end. Here's your offensive front of Mackey, Stroth, Hall, Harris, and Maggs. And these are the big guys that have made Herschel Walker the most prolific ground gainer in the USFL this season. They have been very, very strong all through the season. And on the first play, Walker looks for some daylight and finds it. As he comes to the 34-yard line, he searched along the line, and suddenly it opened up on the left side, and the free safety Marcus Quinn had to come up and get him.
Now here's something we haven't really seen Herschel Walker do very much during the year. Just kind of search, weave a little bit, cut back, pick the holes. He picked that hole very nicely. And then it doesn't look like he gained a lot, but suddenly you look at the down marker, and it's an 8-yard gain.
Second down and 2 from the 34.
Good counter. 3:45.
Inside, it goes to Carthon, 6'1", 220 out of Arkansas State, and Maurice is close to a first down. As he gets over the 35, just depends on the mark. It looks like the linesman is going to mark him a little short of the first down. The defensive unit for Tampa Bay, and this is a bit of a change. Mike Butler, James Ramey, Mike Morgan, and Mike Clark going to a 4-man front with Fred Nordgren out of there, with James Harrell, Al Richardson, and Alonzo Johnson, the backers. Secondary of Hannah, Quinn Anderson, and Mike Thurman is new to the secondary. He was waived by Orlando, but has been playing very well in practice, and today has earned himself a start. They go back to Carthon. Over the left side he goes. Seal blocking on that side for the first down on 3rd and 1, and he runs it all the way out to the 42. Thurman and Quinn brought him down, but Doug Mackey and Herschel Walker that time threw a big block to get him around the corner.
He's got that big offensive line in front of him, and people with Herschel Walker running so well sometimes forget what an outstanding blocker Herschel Walker is.
So they put the ball on the 41. Walker again. So Walt Michaels has sent his football team out with the idea that if Tampa Bay is planning on stopping Herschel, let's see you do it in the first possession. He just moved the ball to the 46-yard line that time for a 5-yard pickup.
We'll take a look at the offensive line right there in the middle. You see the kind of blocking he gets up front. You see Carthon playing a very good block right there. The important thing is Herschel's trying to run to the outside. All these blocks are on the inside. If it's closed on the outside, he comes back and has the confidence that the hole will be open somewhere.
Second down and 5. Luty's first pass. Gets it away, and it is caught by Clarence Collins at the 33-yard line in front of Mike Thurman. You knew sooner or later they were going to go down there and test Mike Thurman, the right cornerback, and they did. But the point I'd like to make here on this play, Swanee, is they had Broughton long gone if he'd have thrown the ball farther.
Well, if he had thrown it farther, he was looking at his zone. This is the first pass that Clarence Collins has caught in about 3 or 4 ball games. Most of Doug Flutie's passes have been going to Broughton and to his big tight end, number 89, Sam Bowers.
So the Generals first down on the 33 of Tampa Bay. Ball goes to Walker, and he's going outside with it. And he'll get a couple of yards out of that, down to about the 31. Dwayne Anderson, the strong safety out of SMU, was the first man to get to him. Alonzo Johnson, the linebacker inside, had penetrated and had good pursuit of him, but Herschel just simply outran him.
Walt Michaels, there's Steve Spurrier, got his head down.
Well, he's frustrated because his defense is just simply not given his offense any field position to speak of this year. This is a typical New Jersey march. Just busting it right up the gut. That time it's Carthen. And Maurice is to about the 29.
Both these teams are coming off very, very physical football games last week. New Jersey, and the game that we covered against the Denver Gold, were in a real dogfight for 4 quarters of football. The game wasn't decided in the last minutes of the 4th period. And, of course, Memphis handing Tampa Bay a very hard physical defeat last week. So my question is, how long will they be able to play great and simple football throughout this afternoon with the heat?
3rd and 6. Flutie has a lot of time, and he's got Sam Bowers and missed him. He had Sam wide open and just threw it too high. And penalty flag is down on the other side of the field. But I wouldn't have been surprised that time if Doug pulled it down. He could have run for a first down, but he had Sam wide open.
He might have. I saw Hull and Harris saying holding on the defense.
Number 50 on the defense.
James Harrell.
So the Tampa Bay defense makes the mistake, moves the football down to the 24-yard line, where now it's going to be a first down.
We've talked about Herschel Walker and his running ability and his blocking ability. Passing situation. Here he goes in for the block. We get a blitzer coming in. Herschel picks him up. Doesn't hit him hard, but gets under him and lays him on his gut.
First down at the 24 of Tampa. Flutie down the sidelines. That pass is caught by Jeff Speck, but he was out of bounds. Walt Michaels coming down the sidelines shouting about it. I don't know if he's going to challenge or not. But Jeff was running right down the sidelines with Warren Hanna, the left cornerback.
We'll take a look. As he goes up in the air, the rule is if the receiver can come down inbounds, if he were not to have been touched, it should be a completed pass if someone hits him and knocks him out of bounds. There's 1 foot. There's 2. That's a completed pass.
Inbounds.
I think he is going to call for the red flag here. The head official is going over to talk to Walt Michaels right now.
That's a good catch.
Talk to him. I didn't see a red flag.
Yeah, he's coming across the field now. Wesley Ward is to talk to Kel Lepore, who is the director of officials for the USFL and the review official today. Well, they're talking. The umpire is Ed Manning, heads lineman Jack Pitkus, line judge Larry Hill, back judge Bill Lang, side judge is Chet DeStefano, the field judge is James Anderson, and now we've got the conversation relative to the challenge.
We'll take another look at it. This is the earliest challenge of a play that I've seen in the year so far, Keith. It's only 10-11 left.
The play is a catch out of bounds at the 2-yard line. First down.
Okay. There's the ability to challenge using the television replay as you saw it. And the challenge is successful, and it's 1st and goal, New Jersey at the Tampa Bay 2.
Justice. You're right. All right, 7-0. That's a tough play for a receiver, Keith, to make a catch like that, then to know he's in bounds and to have to give it up because of not being able to go to an instant replay situation.
On 1st and goal, Walker is deep. Carthen in front of him. Herschel's got it up the middle, over the top, touchdown.
He fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball, Keith.
Yeah, but did he have control when he went over? Both the men on the side indicated touchdown. Doesn't make any difference what happens when he comes down as long as he's cleared the top with the ball in his hands. They both signaled touchdown.
Now they're saying it's a fumble, and Tampa Bay has recovered.
And is it in the end zone or is it on the 1?
We'll take a look. Now Herschel is well behind the goal line as he goes up in the air. Tampa Bay Bandits defense does a good job. You see the linebacker spilling right there. He goes up in the air. There's the hit, and the ball pops out while he's in the air, Keith.
Now, but the question is he over the goal line when he starts to come down? Both the side men, the line judge and the head linesman, both raised their hands showing touchdown, but apparently the ruling is he did not have it when he crossed the plane. In case you wonder, Walt Michaels cannot throw another flag in this half. He's already had one challenge, and it was successful. This particular shot doesn't show you anything. It shows you Walker leaving, shows him losing the ball, but where was he when he lost the ball? Both the line judge and the side judge both threw their hands up in the air and called it a touchdown. But somebody closer to the play apparently ruled that he did not have possession when he crossed the plane.
Keith, I think from their perspective on the sideline, the officials who called it touchdown couldn't see when the ball left, so they may have assumed that the ball was in his possession as he crossed the goal line.
And the Tampa Bay Bandits will now enjoy that reprieve and get the ball at their 20 with no score in the game as the ball is given to Gary Anderson. And the Razorback from Arkansas almost popped out of there with it. Jerry Holmes finally brought him down at the 26. Gary Anderson now running healthy, really for the first time since early on in the season.
He's playing extremely well. He's already accumulated 864 yards on the season. That's in addition to the 47 catches he's made.
The offensive alignment is John Reeves at quarterback, Gary Anderson and Greg Boone the runners, Brodsky, Gillespie, Marvin Harvey is the tight end and a very good pass receiver. Offensive front reflected there. And it is 2nd down and 4 as they go back to Anderson, and Gary is through the middle, across the 30, and has a first down. Here's a bit of a side view. Now let's see where the ball is when he loses control of it.
Keep your eye on the goal line. He's in the air. There's the ball. Contact is being made. Now, where is the football?
Yeah, you really can't see it.
And you really can't tell because of the crowd, all the people, the linemen gathered around. But some official made the call, and he'll have to live by it. And so will Tampa, New Jersey.
Well, it was close enough. I guess it wasn't even debatable. So it's a matter of judgment. You can't play a ball game without some judgment. Here comes Anderson up the middle, and he's going to have another first down as he comes to the 40. So Tampa Bay coaches said they thought they could run against New Jersey, and Gary Anderson on 3 carries has now picked up 20 yards. The defensive alignment for New Jersey, Lockett, Weaver, Byrne. The backers are Weddington, Clemens, Joyce, and Miller. In the secondary, Justin, Johnson, Preston, and Holmes. The ball is now out on the 40. Tom Woodland is now in there at nose tackle for New Jersey, replacing Weaver. Tom healthy again. Reeves back to throw. Pressure zone. Ducks away from the blitzer, Weddington, and throws it out of bounds. Oh, it was Miller, wasn't it? Or Weddington? Which one? It was Weddington. Yeah, Weddington. 52. And Mike was really steaming. And Reeves just stepped aside, let him go flying by.
Weddington had to be careful. He reached out to grab him. Looked like he was about to grab his face mask for a moment, Keith. Reeves was able to step away from him, then find a receiver on the sideline, and the pass went incomplete. More importantly, he was able to avoid the sack.
Other games today, Houston out 7-0 over Arizona. As on the first possession, Kelly throws to Berdan 60 yards. His 37th pass for a touchdown of the season. 2nd down and 10. Reeves swings it out. Anderson's got it. And the Generals get him short of the line of scrimmage that time. Another score, Baltimore out to 7-0 lead first quarter over San Antonio.
Number 43, Gary Anderson. James Lockett on the tackle for New Jersey.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This PA down here is a loud PA.
Yes, it is.
I can hear him, but I can't hear myself. Maybe I'll let him do the game. 3rd and 11.
Round 90. Right, Mike.
Reeves pass. He's got a man. It's caught. Good to Willie Gillespie for a first down at the New Jersey 36. He ran away from Jerry Holmes. Willie Gillespie from Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Well, the young receiver did a very good job. Number 37 is Jerry Holmes. Excellent cornerback. He gives him an inside move, gets outside position. With the outside position where he wants to go, it's just a matter of planning and breaking to the side away from Jerry Holmes. He uses the sideline very well. Jerry Holmes did the best he could, but under those circumstances, Willie Gillespie is not going to be defeated.
Johnny Reeves, right on the money. First down at the New Jersey 36. Now as the Bandits come bouncing right back with Greg Boone carrying. And Boone gets to about the 33. Pick up of 3 yards on that play.
And one of the best defensive weapons that the Tampa Bay Bandits can have in this ball game is their offense scoring points. That alone, of course, if they score enough points, of course, New Jersey to change their offensive game plan and put the ball in the air more.
Blue 99! Blue 99!
Lobs it, trying to get the ball to Larry Brodsky, but Brodsky could not get away from Kerry Justin, and John Reeves' lob went out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, Keith, I anticipated coming into this game that the New Jersey defense would try and play the Tampa Bay Bandits receiver in a lot of man-to-man coverage. They've got the cornerbacks to do it with Justin and Holmes. They can play them tight and play them all over the field. So you're going to see a lot of those fade patterns, those quick outside patterns, where they're trying to get the ball deep to receive on man-to-man coverage. That time, Reeves put the ball out of bounds. Brodsky had no play on the ball at all.
Spencer Jackson is in now as a wide man on 3rd down and 7. Reeves goes underneath with it. Pass caught by Jackson, but he's going to be short of the first down. They've dropped him at the 27. Oh, look at this mark. They mark him to the 26.
That's what Gregory Johnson is complaining about, number 27.
Whoa.
He's playing the free safety for the New Jersey Generals. He felt that he made the hit and brought down Jackson well in front of that first down marker.
Yeah, they had him back around the 27, but as he went down, he must have reached it out. And the change to check it. Good, first down.
We'll take a look at where he got tackled, but keep in mind, if the man-to-man coverage is working, Reeves is going to have to go underneath. So this time he does find Jackson underneath, and that's a real good stick and a terrible
back
mark.
On a 27-yard line.
Bad mark.
Oh, me. Ball's inside the 26. First down. Double tight end now with Jerry Price joining Marvin Harvey. They're both good receivers and both pretty quick tight ends. Reeves on first down. He goes to the corner, and it's incomplete, intended for Willie Gillespie. Willie got loose, but they were tangled for a moment, and that sort of broke up the timing on the play as Reeves tried to lob it into the corner of the end zone.
But the receivers are beating him. Reeves is not getting the ball in, Keith. Now, those sideline patterns, he's throwing it out of bounds without giving the receivers a chance. Now, Gillespie's got him right here. He was looking at his tight end, Harvey right there. Then he goes back to Gillespie, but throws it well out of his reach when Gillespie was just biding his time on the inside.
Second down and 10.
Blue flag bumper! Blue flag bumper!
Reeves throws an interception. And penalty, no penalty. Beanbags all over the field to mark it. John Miller picked it up. Gary Anderson coming out of the backfield fell down, and as he fell down, the ball went right into the hands of John Miller.
Take a look at it. Gary Anderson, one of the top receivers also on this ball club. You see right there he slips as the ball is on its way. Miller's just waiting for it to pick it off.
And so we turn it over. So we've turned it over twice in the ball game, one by each team, cost New Jersey a touchdown and cost Tampa Bay at least a scoring opportunity. And the Generals have the ball first down now at the 30. Single back offense, Walker looking for the outside, and coming up in a hurry, number 20, Warren Hanna out of Florida State. He's down just about the line of scrimmage.
Warren Hanna with the good speed. Hersher was head bent for the sideline, was not going to be stopped, wanting to get to the outside and turn it up, but Warren Hanna had the good speed out of Florida State to get there and meet him for no gain.
Short drop, quick pop, knocked away. Good play, Alonzo Johnson. Pass intended for Clarence Collins.
Those are the kind of plays that make a quarterback shake in his boots, Keith. He's trying to throw a quick out for what would have amounted to about a 4 or 5 yard gain, but the pass itself has to go about 30 yards to the sideline. If the linebacker picks it off, he could keep running until he finishes a marathon because there's nobody out in front of him.
And Alonzo Johnson can run.
Yeah. That would have been a 30-yard sprint to the end zone had he caught it.
3rd down and 10.
You got it, Major.
Flutie overthrows the intended receiver, Walter Broughton, in front of Mike Thurman. So that's the second time they've tried to go against Thurman. Broughton had his step, but Flutie's pass was high, and Rick Partridge comes on to punt. Last week against Denver, Partridge had his best outing, averaging better than 49 yards per punt.
In the thin air.
Season average, yeah.
Now let's see what he does with a little moisture in the air, the humidity here.
Bruce Vaughn and Larry Brodsky are 2 beat men now for Tampa Bay. So the Tampa Bay defense has held New Jersey on the New Jersey side of the field and should get pretty good field position out of it. That's against their norm, but I'll tell you this, Partridge has boomed it. He knocks that thing all the way back to the 13-yard line. And Bruce Vaughn has very little room to run as the penalty flag lingers in the wake of that long punt of 57 yards.
We'll find out just a minute what the flag is for.
5:07 to go, first quarter.
Steve Spurrier's on the sideline. Can't believe it. His defense stops him. Then Partridge comes up and with a big punt.
Number 59 on the receiving team.
Yep.
And the penalty against his receiving team. Well, Steve, if it's any consolation to you, one of your former teammates in San Francisco, Gene Washington, who now works for our KABC TV affiliate in Los Angeles, sends his best and says that he always felt that Steve Spurrier would be a great professional football coach. He always was a smart player, had his head into the ball game.
So they march the ball back inside the 10. Put it down on the Tampa Bay 7, where the Bandits will have it first down. Jim Kelly has thrown his 38th touchdown pass of the season, hitting Richard Johnson, a 46-yarder, and it's 14-3. The Gamblers over the Outlaws, while Baltimore leads in the first quarters. We told you 7-0 over San Antonio. Stunning upset last night as Portland defeated Memphis 17-14. 3 seconds to play. Highlights of that for you at halftime. Gary Anderson. Not much. A couple of yards.
Chance he plays so far in their own end zone, running a reverse, but that's part of what you call bandit football. Taking chances, a lot of gadget plays, catching a defensive team off guard, and basically just having a heck of a lot of fun playing the game of football.
Away, Chris. Round 45. Round 45.
Second and 8. Intercepted on a ricochet by Kerry Justin. The second turnover of the ball game, second interception, and the New Jersey Generals are inside the Tampa Bay 20 at the 18. Pass intended for Steve Carter.
Steve Carter, or the tight end, it was number 86, Jerry Price, who made the tackle on the play, preventing Justin from going for the touchdown. We'll take a look at it on the replay. I thought the ball was well thrown. Carter really should have had the ball. Popped off his fingertips. And right there, the tight end, Jerry Price, comes over to make the stop. Justin's looking for someone to toss it to because he knows he's not that far to the end zone.
Tampa gets caught with 10 men on the field, and they've got to spend a timeout. 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the quarter.
Take another look. Steve Carter, he has a chance to make this catch. It is a diving catch, but it's right in his hands. It's like the tip drill for a defensive back. But with 3:56 on the clock, the New Jersey Generals are in scoring position. Right now, it's 0-0.
The temperature in the mid-80s today for this ball game. The beaches were loaded last night. It was a warm, soft evening here in the Tampa Bay area. New Jersey now with an opportunity. First down at the Bandits' 18-yard line. Carthen and Walker. 428. Walker pops through there and goes down to about the 12. James Ramey brought him down, 6-year veteran out of Kentucky.
Take a look at the kind of blocking Herschel's getting up front. Herschel looks to be running fairly quickly as he pops into a small hole right there. You see, as soon as he gets into the hole starts to collapse all around him. They don't stay open a very long time.
Second down and 4.
Tight left, split right.
Walker again. Touchdown. No flag. Right side, slipped in there behind Hall, Harrison, Maggs, and found the goal line, and the Generals go on top.
At the same time, Keith, it looked like they were trying to execute a safety blitz, bringing a safety in from the outside to try and squeeze that play, but Maurice Carthen picked him up before he got there. Maurice picks up the linebacker here, really opens up the hole. Herschel just tucked in behind him, jogs into the end zone for the score.
Roger Ruzek for the extra point. Partridge holds it. Mitchell snaps it. And it's good. So the turnover this time costs Tampa Bay as the Generals stick it in from 18 yards to lead 7-0. Well, a lot of folks working hard on the sidelines, and it's warm down there. Steve Carter now will be the deep man along with Ricky Williams to receive the kickoff from New Jersey's Ruzek as the Generals cash in Tampa Bay's second turnover to lead 7-0. We'll run down the playoff circumstances for you at halftime. As a high hanger, good kick, goes to Williams at the goal line. Gets a little hole and comes on up to about the 22.
I think the biggest thing I ever climbed barehanded was a tree. But the only
I did one of those once. Gets a little tedious. Gary Anderson wiggles in there for about a yard.
Awfully dangerous scaling up the side.
That was a Devil's Tower one time for George Willig and Latouche, and the sun shone, it rained, it snowed, it sleeted, and the sun shone, all in the process of about 5 hours. 2nd and 9 outside Anderson on a sweep, cuts it back in and gets it up to about the 27. John Preston, the strong safety, lining up on the tight end side, made that play defensively. 7-0, the Generals out to the lead. Generals coming into this ball game at 8-5. Jacksonville is 8-6. Memphis is 8-6. Birmingham at 9-4. Tampa Bay 9-4. Birmingham plays Monday night in the Eastern Conference at home against Orlando. Reeves' pass complete to Anderson, and Gary's got a first down as they mark him out at the 33-yard line.
Very heady running right there after he catches a pass by Gary Anderson. Now you're going to see first the pressure here by James Lockett. He's been doing an outstanding job. He's coming in from the outside. You see Boone just misses him. Should have really blocked him. He gets the ball away. Gary Anderson knows he needs a first down, realized he was just short, and just turned up, lowered his head to pick up that first down, barely by half yard.
That grunting and groaning and collision sounds coming off the field come from a helmet microphone being worn by Nat Newton, the right guard for the Bandits. John Reeves, man wide open, Larry Brodsky. Out of bounds on the 48-yard line of New Jersey. Well, they're working against Jerry Holmes successfully today, aren't they?
Well, they're doing a pretty good job. That time it was more of a zone coverage. Jerry Holmes backed off. Larry Brodsky is a good technical receiver, runs solid routes. He just comes in underneath, and John Reeves read it very well, knew which receiver would be open. Brodsky makes a catch, gets out of bounds. That's catch number 52 for Larry Brodsky, coming into this ball game with 51 and 5 touchdowns.
Reeves stays in the air and has good protection and goes deep for Anderson. He's down there, and he's got it out of bounds at the New Jersey 6-yard line. He beat John Preston.
John Preston is the strong safety on this football team. He's a physical hitter, but he is not a top coverage man. Somehow, Tampa Bay in their alignment got Gary Anderson matched up on Preston, which is no match for Gary Anderson. He makes a very good catch adjusting to the ball. You see it here again from a ground level camera. The ball coming right in on the sideline. He turns, makes a catch, both feet in bounds. He's lucky, Preston is, that he was so close to the sidelines that he went out of bounds.
First and goal number 6. It's Anderson. Drops the football, has to fall on it. Back on the 9.
That's too bad. It might have been a touchdown. He had good blocking out in front. He could have turned the corner, I think, just sprinted right into the end zone.
It was a bad pitch.
Take a look. There's a pitch. He just didn't get his hands on the key.
Well, it came back pretty hard. You got 28 seconds to go now. The ball is marked just short of the 8. It's second down and goal. First quarter of play, New Jersey leading 7-0. And you can see that Gary's been busy so far offensively.
It looks like a thoroughbred, but they're working him like a Clydesdale.
Reeves to throw. He's got Anderson again. Touchdown. Well, that time he got matched up against linebacker John Joyce, and there's no linebacker in the USFL or the NFL, for that matter, that's going to cover Gary Anderson.
Man-to-man situations, the cornerbacks will take the wide receivers. Strong safety normally goes after the tight end, so you will get a halfback matched up with a linebacker. And in today's game, that's why the pass receiving ability of running backs has become so important. Going to them, match up against bigger but slower linebackers, they should come out on top most often. This time, Gary Anderson does with a touchdown.
Zayden Andrusician now will try to tie it up out of Jimmy Jordan's hole. And he does just that. So despite 2 turnovers and plus a turnover by New Jersey on the goal line and fumbled into the end zone by Walker, Tampa Bay now has survived all of that to tie the ball game with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter at 7-7.
Also keep in mind with 5 seconds to go that both teams, except for the touchdown that New Jersey scored after the interception, have had to march the length of the field on every drive. So we've had a real tough first period of play here. And it's hot. You see Walt Michaels taking a drink. There are fans on the sideline to try and get some air circulated to the players who are off on the sideline. May not be enough.
They're not that big, are they? They've got about 4 of them, I think, though, on each sideline. Gary Anderson now has gone to the league lead in scoring with 102 points on that touchdown reception.
He had 16 touchdowns coming into the game. That makes number 17. There's that little fan we were talking about. There are about 4 of them on the sideline. Very often what they'll do is get a big block of ice and put them in front of that fan to get the air cool.
The kickoff by Jeff Davis back to the 2-yard line where Danny Knight slips a little. And then takes a lick as he comes back to about the 21. He really got popped. But he controls the ball all right and will walk away from it. And the first quarter is over. So after 15 minutes of play here in Tampa, the Bandits 7 and the Generals 7. The Ramblin' Razorbacks having a big season. Well, he's been busy. He's at 23 yards on the ground, 54 yards receiving, 77 total in the touchdown. And it's first down, New Jersey now from the 21. Give it to Walker. Herschel pops through there, and number 40, Marcus Quinn, cuts him down, going right at his ankles, but not before Herschel is close to a first down. Just short of it, I think.
We'll take a look at the line surge here. They come off the line. They're standing up to people. Mike Butler, number 77, is going against the center there. Number 58, Ken Hall. He stood right up, got underneath him, creates a big hole.
Carthen took Richardson right out, too. Al was trying to hide. Maurice just came around the corner and picked him right off, didn't he?
A little mole block. Dig him out.
Very short, second down. They go to the pass. Rudy downfield. It's caught by Clarence Collins.
No catch.
No catch. He couldn't hold it.
He had no control of the ball. He was juggling it as he was going out of bounds. How hard is Doug Flutie throwing that football? You take a look. He's rolling out to his left, throws across his body to his left. Ball's up in the air. He really should have had that one.
Oh, yeah.
But the way it goes.
Now third and short. Clarence Harmon lines up in the backfield. What kind of a play is that?
Maybe he can't jump like Herschel. I don't know.
Yeah, but Herschel's out there on the field. I don't know if he got the first down or not, but I'll tell you one thing. When you got a half a yard on third down, it doesn't seem to me like you put a fresh back in there.
But have him go straight ahead.
Yeah, bring the chains out to figure out just how much they've got, but I don't think you made it. They're going to be looking at fourth down and short yardage, I think, but they're going to stretch it out and check it, and they are half a yard short.
Well, here comes a break. Play call by Walt Michaels, and he is the man on the sideline. The coaches are calling the plays. Take a look. It's a sweep with Herschel blocking. I just don't understand this one at all. It was good penetration by the defensive end on the outside.
Been running up the middle all day long.
Forcing him to go stay deep.
You know.
Let's see what Steve Spurrier can do with it.
Rick Partridge in to punt. His first one today was 57 yards. Another good one. Ooh-wee. He found his leg in Denver, didn't he? All the way back to the 12-yard line, Bruce Vaughn. And he gets it back to the 16. That was a 58-yard punt. So Partridge now with 57 and 58 yards on 2 points. And it's a 7-7 ball game. Now with 39 touchdowns on the season as he throws to Johnson again. 11 yards, 21-3 Houston. He's 10 out of 12, 228 yards in that ball game and 3 TDs. Baltimore out over San Antonio 14-0 in the second quarter. And Tampa Bay hands it to the up man. John Reeves giving to Greg Boone from the 16 to about the 18-19, where he is stopped. Gary Anderson worked so hard on that last possession and made so many big plays. I'm sure they want to save him a little bit.
I don't think you can afford to save any of your key players at this point in the season, Keith. Every win becomes so important now. The Eastern Conference is so very tight. You've got to use all your people. Make sure you come out on top.
Blue slide route! Blue slide route!
Got Anderson out as a receiver. Reeves goes the other way, and Gillespie has it. Tumbling out of bounds with the ball at the 39-yard line of Tampa Bay in front of John Preston.
If you want a graphic example of the difference in what the receivers do for a ball club from team to team, look at the way Willie Gillespie goes up in the air and comes down with a real tough catch. And think about some of the passes that have been thrown to the receivers from New Jersey who have not come up with the big catch. Here's where the receiver proves his worth. This is not easy to do. He's beaten a tough defensive cornerback in the pattern, close to the sideline. He goes up in the air, pulls it down, saves the play for his team.
John Reeves, 8 out of 13, 127 yards, been picked off twice.
Red 18! Red 18!
He's hit 5 in a row. Anderson this time, and Gary slashing across the 45 to the 46 for 7 yards. John Joyce brought him down.
George brings him down. The number 25, John Preston. Safety, strong safety, came up, also tried to lay a lick on him.
.15 to go, first half.
Yeah, lock down! Round 90! Top it! Top it! Round 90! Lofty! Other way! Red 34 Chuck! Red 34 Chuck!
Checked off. Checked off to Greg Boone. Booney's got the first down as he's up to the 49 and then some. Eric Trevelyan is not playing today. Played last week, but is being held out so they can get him well. He's right now with Tim Brandt.
Keith, his knee is still awfully puffy, but I think talking with him could enlighten us why these receivers are open. And it looks to me, too, E.T., like John is checking off more now in this quarter than he did in the first.
Yeah, he's checking a little bit more right now because Jersey's making a little bit of a couple of adjustments right now. But basically, they like to stay in their coverages a lot and show it. Almost like they have a lot of confidence in their corners, and they're not going to disguise a lot of things. They're just going to line up and show you what they're in and have you beat them. But as you see, we're capable of doing that.
All right, Keith, he says they don't disguise very well. They're reading it rather easily.
Well, no, they don't. And I think he's very correct when he says their cornerbacks feel that they have the confidence to play it and just come out and do just that. But if this continues throughout the afternoon and they can cut down on the mistakes they made with the interceptions, they should have success.
Greg Boone got a good 4 yards plus on that last carry, so you're looking at 2nd and 6.
Take a look at that secondary. Now, as they come up now, it looked like they're coming in the man-to-man underneath, but two defensive safeties are back deep.
Reeves goes down the middle and has the tight end, Jerry Price, for a catch at the New Jersey 17-yard line. And took a lick. Knocked some of the wind out of Big Jerry as he came down with it. He's 6'4", 240 out of Mississippi.
Now, when you have two people back deep like this, they've got a lot of territory, so you want to attack the middle. You see, he beats a man underneath in the man-to-man coverage. The big cushion between he and the strong safeties or the deep safeties allows him to go up and make this catch. Allows Reeves to drop that ball in to the pocket.
So first down, Tampa Bay knocking on the door and trying to get the lead at 9:57 to go in the first half.
That's a 30, man. Round 90. You got him. Blue 97. Blue 97.
Reeves quickly. Anderson off his hands. Trying to make the catch right in front of John Preston. John Reeves threw it very hard and then took a lick.
Okay, what we're seeing here is by formation, Anderson is able to get lined up again on Preston, who is a strong safety. He comes down the field. Preston gives him a big cushion. He's open on the inside. The ball just gets away from him. He doesn't make the catch. Preston still comes in and lays a lick on him. It also helped him up. He didn't mean, I think, in that particular circumstance, Keith, to collar him around the neck.
Round 90. Round 90. Watch the time.
Timeout. John Reeves looking around, saw the formation he had. The people on the field didn't like what he saw, and he spins a timeout. That is the second one. They've got one remaining at 9:42 to go in the first half. Another reason for John Reeves calling that timeout, he had a couple of seconds left on the 30-second clock, so he was about to get nailed 5-yard penalty. 2nd and 10.
Blue flag 6.
Checking off.
Blue flag 6. Left.
Gets it off under pressure, and the pass is dropped by Marvin Harvey. And a penalty flag. We may have a roughing the quarterback call here. We do. John Preston gets the flag thrown on him.
Number 25 on the defense.
John Preston was coming through on a strong safety blitz. One of the reasons why John Reeves, in perusing the defensive coverage, got a pre-read, saw the blitz, checked off to Blue Suede 6. Unfortunately, Blue Suede 6 was a pass incomplete. The fortunate side of it was, with the roughing the passer penalty, they still have possession of the football.
If he'd have left his head alone, I think he'd have gotten away with that hit.
Yep. John Preston, an aggressive player, the kind of ball player, Keith, if I had to play football again, I'd like to have on my team because you know he'll always put 110% in the ball game.
Ball is just inside the New Jersey 9 where it's first and goal for Tampa Bay. Reeves play action into the end zone, intercepted in the end zone by Kerry Justin. Willie Gillespie was there. Reeves did not get the ball out in front far enough. We got a big fight breaking out on the field, and penalty flags all over the place. Somebody just turned John Joyce upside down. I don't know who it was, but somebody really nailed John.
Interception.
I'll tell you, in a fight like this, Keith, a fight starts out between two players. Somebody comes in to help. They throw someone off aggressively. Someone doesn't like the way they throw him off. They push him, and it just begins to mushroom out.
Who else you got it on?
Well, there's some red ones, too, both sides.
Yeah, both sides, that's right. Wesley Ward and the officials conferring there, so they'll wipe those penalties.
First down this way. Go.
At the 20.
Yeah, it's hard to say who's
the third
what.
interception.
And after marching the length of the field.
Yep. It looked to me like Gillespie had him. The ball just wasn't thrown far enough out in front. Whatever. Tampa turns it over for the third time. Tampa Bay has 202 yards and only one touchdown in this first half. They took that last possession on the 16, went all the way down at the ball in the end zone where it was intercepted. So that is an exercise in frustration.
Utility.
Maurice Carthen runs it from the 20 to about the 23, 24 maybe. You got Danny Knight and Marcus Anderson in there now as wide people with Collins and Broughton out. 9 minutes to go, first half, 7-7 ball game. Pacific and 8 Central Time. Fastest field in history as Herschel Walker pops out of the pile and pounds to the 30. That'll be a first down. A second effort and now a penalty flag as we get another fight. We also have a Tampa man down on the field.
I'm going to assume it's going to be called against Tampa as Herschel Walker was on the bottom and the only people around Herschel were all white jerseys.
Could be a...
Sir, roughness. 58 on the offense.
No, 58.
73 on the defense.
Well, they wiped it.
58 on the offense, 73 on the defense. Maybe it meant 58 defense, 73 offense.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
73 on offense is Doug Mackey. 58 on defense is Alonzo Johnson.
And you have James Ramey, the man who was down, but he finally was able to get up.
There is no number 73 on the defensive team for the Tampa Bay Bandits.
Ball is on the 30, and it's first down, New Jersey. Up man, Carthen. And Carthen pops for a couple of 3.
You know,
There's got a lot of shoving and pushing now. You saw that time Marcus Anderson came downfield and he got into a little ruckus.
Yeah.
They're getting after each other.
Well, they're trying to play a physical football game, but in the record, it's 1-2. Generals have won 1 football game in their 3 meets, and Tampa Bay has won 2. The Generals won that meeting this year. Last seconds of the ball game, coming back to defeat the Bandits after they had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know there's either going to be motion by the offense, which gives New Jersey a free play, and Walker gets loose, and somebody better tackle it. He goes all the way down to the 25. Now, if that penalty is against Tampa Bay, New Jersey is going to be on the 25.
And you know, and I believe it was. They were offside. They jumped the gun. They'll refuse the penalty. Take the run.
77 on the defense. Decline. First down.
Mike Butler penetrated, and Tampa Bay just sort of relaxed a little bit. Walker just kept on pounding and turned in a big play.
You see it right here. Butler jumps offside. Also Mike Clark, number 79. They give it to Herschel, and all too often the defense does relax in a play like this. they just forget that the offense does not have to take the penalty. It's a free play. And Herschel keeps rambling downfield to the 25 before anybody stops him.
He's got 93 yards now on 10 carries at 7:12 to play in the first half. Harmon is in replacing Walker. Give it to Carthen. And Maurice Carthen goes inside the 15. There's another penalty flag.
Let's also keep in mind, Keith, there's also competition or adversary positions in terms of philosophy about these two teams.
Unnecessary roughness, number 20 on the defense. First down.
That was Warren Hanna, number 20. In terms of wanting to play fall football in 1986 and not wanting to play football in the fall of 1986.
Penalty takes the ball all the way down to the 7. First and goal, New Jersey. Carthen to the 4.
That play, Keith, is a perfect illustration why a cornerback like Hanna or Anderson might lose their tempers and get upset and try and inflict a little more punishment on a running back. Because both Herschel Walker and Maurice Carthen, when they see that a cornerback is coming up to make a tackle, they don't just stand there and let the guy hit them. They lower their shoulders, they get a forearm out there in front, and they inflict a little punishment themselves.
Walker's back in. From the 4.
Watch out for a bootleg here, Keith.
Walker, touchdown. Walker goes pounding right up the middle and gets his second touchdown of the day. Mike Butler, who had been playing defensive end, came here as a 6-year veteran out of Green Bay with the idea that he would give them pass rush. Today they moved him into a tackle spot on this 4-man front, and the New Jersey offensive guys just blew him right out of there. Ruzek's point is good. 6 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the first half, and the Generals now have gone on top 14-7.
So as we see Herschel Walker going in for the touchdown, keep in mind that excellent play by New Jersey General, but a series of mistakes by the Tampa Bay Bandits has given the New Jersey Generals a 7-point lead.
Ricky Williams and Steve Carter go deep, numbers 44 and 11 respectively. As Ruzek kicks off, New Jersey out 14-7. High hanger for Williams at the 2. To the 20. Ricky Williams scored the initial touchdown of the USFL for the Tampa Bay Bandits. He's out of Florida State. Then he got hurt.
You see the scoring drive there for the New Jersey Generals.
Big play was that run by Herschel.
Yep, big play by a free play. The defense just let him run down to the 25-yard line.
Brown 90! Brown Panther 3! Brown Panther 2! Brown Panther 2! Touch!
Gary Anderson. Right about the 25.
Some very interesting play calls here at the line of scrimmage, Keith. Blue Suede 6, Brown Panther 2. I don't know whether I should dance or get out my hunting rifle.
Brown 92! Brown 92!
Anderson again. 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2. Got a nice little breeze now. That's got to be a tremendous help. for the players.
Yesterday I was out here, and the humidity and the heat was not a day I'd ever want to come back and play football. I was over at Hillsborough Community College playing basketball and sweating it out there.
Oh, second effort by Anderson. That was a very quick opening play. Reeves turned around, and Anderson was on him. And they were lucky they didn't mishandle that one, but they get the first down out of it, out to the 31.
Gary Anderson is playing extremely well. He did have an ankle injury earlier in the season, hampered him somewhat. His comeback now is playing very strong into this ball game, and he looks like he's in solid shape. One of the advantages of being hurt and laid off, you don't get worn out.
Reeves going deep. Gillespie the man. Incomplete. Double coverage on him. Gary Johnson and Kerry Justin were right alongside of him. He just simply couldn't pull away from him. Herschel Walker now with Tim Brandt.
All right, Keith Jackson, Herschel's having a field day here. What is it now? It looked like a linebacker walked out on your easy touchdown down here. You came back, but you're still picking up great yardage.
Well, I think what it is offensive line is getting good surge off the ball. And whenever you got an offensive line that's been getting the surge the way I have this year, you can get a lot of yards. And they've been really pointed on because this is a very big game for both teams.
You've been taking a pounding in the last couple of weeks. I see your ankle is extra taped. Any problems?
Well, not really any problem. It's just that I've been weakening the ankle for at least 2 weeks. So they just thought that it would be best if I get a little more support. And that's what they did today.
Okay, Herschel. Keith?
Pass to Carter is called incomplete. Thrown a little bit low to Steve. I'm sure Janet's happy to see Tim wearing a hat, because 2 weeks ago he almost got sunstroke. What is it about Irishmen? Don't like to wear hats.
I don't know. That Tim Brandt out of Maryland, not as strong as he used to be.
Does a good job. Hard job. 31-yard line. Third down and 10.
I wish you could play better basketball.
Blue side, 3 semi. Blue side, 3 semi.
John has good protection, goes underneath. The pass is caught by Spencer Jackson, and Jackson has a first down. It looked for a moment like the ball might be intercepted, but Spencer was able to get away with it and picks up the first down with 4:10 to play in the first half.
It almost looked as if Spencer Jackson reached back and picked it up with one hand. John Joyce, number 47, is a linebacker that almost got it. I think he was in the area looking for Gary Anderson as he came forward, but the ball got by him. Jackson made some good moves, dancing laterally across the field to pick up the first down and to get out of bounds. Don't dance around too much.
43-yard line.
Behind.
He's throwing. Sideline high. Incomplete, intended for Brodsky, trying to touch it over the linebacker, Weddington, who had dropped off the cover.
So look at the secondary, Keith. After that ball was thrown, there were 8 people for the New Jersey Generals who were back in pass coverage, and only their 3 down linemen were rushing on the play. A lot of traffic in this throwing lane. You see the comparison of the passing yards. Tampa, 168, but it's all between the 20s, and a lot of points out of it.
90! Yeah! Brown, 90!
Anderson's got it, got a first down. Got some help on the sidelines and in out of bounds at the 27 of New Jersey. Well, I'll tell you one thing. You know full well if they're going to play that defense they showed on the last play, that it's got to make Anderson available.
Well, it has to be making him available. Man-to-man coverage. Joyce is covering him, but he has his back to him. He's not looking at the ball. And once he sees that he's got it, he makes an attempt at a tackle. But Gary is gone. Gary just heads right down the sideline, doesn't waste time with a lot of moves, and picks up the maximum amount of yards as the ball sits now at about the 27-yard line of the New Jersey Generals.
Gary, 5 catches for 84 yards. They're checking now, apparently, with the clock man on the sidelines to see where they are in time. 4:05. That play, they had 4:10 on the snap of the ball. Now shows 4:05. So I think the question is whether or not that play took more than 5 seconds.
Time left in the half, 3:56.
Yeah, thought so. Reeves is having a good day. 11 out of 21, 210 yards, 202 yards.
The scoreboard clock is not the official clock of any ball game that you'll see in professional football. The officials keep the official time on the field themselves.
Ground 90! Ground 90!
This is Greg Boone. And a penalty flag. Might have a little clip back here. Number 73, Dan Fike may get flagged right here.
He's blocking on number 57, John Miller, who now goes off the field. And it appears that he has sustained some type of injury.
Number 57 on the defense.
Nope, goes the other way. It's against Miller. And Fike nailed him. And John winds up shaking up on the play.
He came off the field with his shoulders running very stiff. I can't tell whether it's an injury to his neck or shoulder or an arm.
Apparently what he did was when Dan came over to block him, Miller grabbed his face mask and gave him a shove with it, pull with it. So it's first down now. The ball is at the 17.
And here's where Tampa's made many of their mistakes.
39!
Flip the ball to Gary Anderson, taking the safe course of action to pick up the first down just inside the 15-yard line.
That was second down and 1 after the penalty, a 5-yard mark-off on the face mask. So now it's first down. I looked over to Marker. The marker was up on 1, but it was not first down. It was second down. Arizona now scored 10 points in the ball game against Houston. The Gamblers sit on a 14-point lead. And San Antonio finally scored against Baltimore. Ball is at the 14 of New Jersey. Gary Anderson cuts it back against the flow and gets it down to about the 8. I think Gary must have just decided to do that on his own. Looked like the flow was going to be the other way, but he just took one step and came right back against it.
No, I think it was actually a designed play, but I think where they messed it up is where 86, Jerry Price, a tight end, got bad position on the linebacker, Lamont Jeffers. He should have been blocking him from the outside in towards the center of the line. And that camera shot, that's a halftime activities here at the stadium. Bikini contest for the Tampa Bay Centerfold of 1985.
Second down and 4. Anderson again, this time trying to make a cut. Planted his foot and lost his control of it as it went out from under him. And we come up to the 2-minute warning now. So at 2 minutes to go in the first half, it is third down and 3 for the Tampa Bay Bandits just inside the New Jersey General 7-yard line. Well, the Tampa Bay Bandits now are sitting just inside the 7-yard line of New Jersey. Third down, 3 for a first down. They were down here a little while ago and had an interception against them in the end zone. They turned it over 3 times so far today.
Ground 90!
Reeves has still got it. Keeps it and has a first down at the 1.
He fumbles
the football. If it's in the end zone, Tampa Bay, it's a touchdown.
87, Marvin Harvey, the tight end, recovered it. Now they're saying that John Reeves was down just short of the end zone. So there'll be first down and goal to goal at about the 1-yard line.
John on a rollout saw everything open up for him and took off. And James Lockett will hit him and the ball will come loose and Harvey recovers.
We'll take a look. Great play-action play here. You got our cameraman, too. He rolls out, fakes it in the air a bit. Oh, that's a fumble all the way. Fumble all the way. They should have been a touchdown by Marvin Harvey right there, Keith.
Yep, I thought so. Anderson doesn't get there. Gary Anderson didn't get there on first and goal from the 1.
Gregory Johnson.
Well, clearly the ball was loose before Reeves was down, wasn't he? Looked to me like it was, and certainly Harvey was laying in the end zone when he covered it.
Looks like the heat might be affecting the officials this afternoon. They are not having their best day. That's right here. He's hit, and it's clearly a fumble. I don't think you can blow an early whistle for a quarterback when he's trying to go in for a touchdown at the goal line there.
He's running back at that point. Anderson again. This time he's over.
Well, the first time around, Gregory Johnson was able to grab him by the ankles. But this time, Anderson gets up in the air. Nobody grabs him until he's over the goal line. You see it again here from the sideline. He gets up. Right there, somebody grabs him, but he's already across the goal line. It's a touchdown. Now they have the opportunity to tie it up here with 48 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Well, I would say that touchdown was covered. Very important. Rotate your body. Very important. Kick is up and good by Zenon Andrusician with 48 seconds to play in the half, and it's a 14-14 tie. Tampa Bay has 5 possessions in this first half. They have been intercepted 3 times, and they have scored 2 touchdowns.
It's amazing. All the mistakes they've made this afternoon, and it's still a 14-14 ball game.
Jeff Davis kicks off. And he gets it to the 9 for Danny Knight. And Knight gets it back to about the 25. So, with 43 seconds to play now in the first half, New Jersey will use some of its timeouts, see if they can move the ball downfield and do something with it. They have 3 remaining. Tampa Bay has 1.
In the same situation in the past, Keith, I've anticipated the New Jersey Generals to put the football in the air, try and go for a big play downfield to get at least in field goal range. Every time, instead of doing what I thought they'd do, they'd run the football. Let's see what they do this time around.
285! Tight end flex. 285!
You were saying?
They did what they normally do. Clock's ticking away.
They're going to go to the clubhouse. 14-14. They've got 3 timeouts, but they're going to let it wind down.
Louis! Backup support. Good count.
So that'll take care of the first half of play as Carthen, the up man, takes the snap, sticks his head in the middle of the stack, and they'll let the clock run down, and we'll go to the clubhouse. A 14-14 tie at halftime. I don't know that we'll see a whole lot of that bikini competition at halftime. Ricky Williams, Steve Carter, the deep people for Tampa Bay to accept New Jersey's kickoff from Roger Ruzek. A bad piece of news out of Houston at the halftime. Jim Kelly, just at the close of the half, was hit, we're told, and was carried off on a cart. We'll update that story for you as soon as we can find out the condition of Jim Kelly. Ruzek's kickoff is high and hanging to Williams at the 3. And Ricky comes back to about the 17, and that's all he can get out of it. Marcus Anderson, number 86. John Joyce, 47, among those down there in a hurry. And Clarence Harmon, number 38.
So once again, Tampa Bay Bandits will have to go the long way as we take a look at their halftime stats. They lead in every category, including turnovers. They've been marching up and down the field between the 20s, but they have not been scoring the points. Those 3 turnovers have all come at a point in time when they could have put points on the scoreboard, either touchdown or a field goal.
Leaves to Anderson, fakes the reverse, keeps the ball, and gets a good block on the corner and gets the first down out across the 30. John Miller and John Joyce were out there, and one of the wide people, I don't know exactly who it was.
Marvin Harvey, 87.
87, the tight end, threw a big block to let him cut back inside and pick up the first down.
That's a tough block too, Keith, because he has to sustain that for a long time for Anderson to get to the outside and utilize it. And Anderson came to the outside, saw the block, and cut inside and used it for a good 5 yards.
45!
is away for Gillespie, and it is overthrown incomplete.
The defensive coverage by the New Jersey General secondary was very good that time. They were back in their zone, watching Reeves, reading the routes of the receivers. Reeves had some room to get the ball in, but he had people in the secondary closing in on the pass. You see there Steve Spurrier signaling the plays into the sideline, from the sideline. Big Nat Newton, number 61. To be blocked straight on by him.
Brown, 90!
Watch the switch.
Blue Z8! Blue Z8!
He's olive-wizing.
It ran out of time on the 30-second clock. The checkoff didn't have enough time. That'll cost them 5 yards and move them back to the 25. Wait a minute.
What play is that? Zip it up?
Something to do with the zipper.
A lot of times when the coach signals in the plays, he has a lot of signals that don't mean anything. So that it would be difficult for the scouts who sit up here in the press box to pick up his signals and thus calling the correct defense to stop the offensive play.
Brown, 90!
Good throw, good catch. Ball out to the 31, 32-yard line. Gregory Johnson came over and jumped right on the back of Marvin Harvey as he caught the ball. So they are back just inside the original line of scrimmage on that play. And you're looking at 3rd and 9. Gary Anderson now coming back into the ball game. That'll bring Ricky Williams out at the I-back position.
Keith, early in the ball game, I was wondering whether or not Reeves was throwing off his back foot or getting pressure, especially when he threw one of the interceptions. That time, he was throwing off his back foot. And whenever a quarterback does that, he can't get any zip on the ball. The ball floats away.
Anderson's knocked down. That takes away one of the receivers. And Reeves trying to get rid of it to Greg Boone and threw it right past Boone's ear. Frank Mattiace was the man putting all the heat on John Reeves. And now the punter comes into the ball game for Tampa Bay. Zenon Andrusician. First punt of the day for him, averaging just under 39 yards per punt on the season. Daddy Knight's a deep man. Not a very good kick, but it's a little bit of a tail dragger and takes a Tampa Bay roll. And is going to roll on down around the 21 and stop there. So he gets a lot out of a mediocre punt, 49 yards. 14-14 ball game. The Houston Gamblers quarterback has a partial tear of the medial collateral ligament of the right knee. Sacked on the last play of the second quarter. That'll take him out for the rest of the season.
Split right!
Along with Jim Kelly, might go with their hopes of being in the playoffs.
True. First down, New Jersey at their 21. Walker. And Herschel to the 24. The San Antonio-Baltimore game has turned into a contest. In the third quarter, it is now 14-10, Baltimore. That means Todd Dillon now will step in at quarterback. We saw him do that in the New Jersey ball game, and he produced a touchdown right away. Herschel Walker now has 100 yards. 13 carries, 100 yards. That's 8 straight weeks he picked up 100 or more yards. And here's the more part of this one as he fights his way to the 29, but they turn him back just before he gets to the first down marker at the 30.
Herschel Walker is featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine, and inside that story is a quote by someone from the New York Giants who said that Herschel Walker shows potential playing football in the other league, not mentioning the name of the other league as the USFL.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those guys would break a leg trying to sign him if they had a chance, huh?
The New York Giants know a lot about potential. Potential is unrealized talent.
Here they come.
There's a, whoa boy, that's a hit, but he's got the first down. Dwayne Anderson, the strong safety, filled the hole and just hit him as hard as he could. as early as he could, but still Walker nails him for a couple of yards to the 32 and gets the first down.
But you get an idea of the kind of strength he has as he's met head-on right here, but because his shoulders are low and his legs are driving, he's able to lunge forward and pick up that first down.
Moody back. Intercepted. Bad pass. Marcus Quinn gives Tampa Bay the ball on the 46-yard line of New Jersey. The pass apparently was intended for Walter Broughton. Walter had broken the pattern inside. Doug threw it outside, and see you later.
Well, not so much outside. He just threw it, looked like over his head and behind him. You see right there, he's going down the center of the field. There's Broughton. Nobody's there but Marcus Quinn. I'll tell you one thing. Marcus Quinn's a good safety, but I wonder just what the running back can make. What kind of running back can make? We'll be right back.
21-10 now, Baltimore over San Antonio. The Stars surely have taken heart after the Memphis loss of last night. This is the best field position for a possession that Tampa Bay has had. To start a possession all day long. 46-yard line of New Jersey. And Reeves goes to the air on first. Oh, he won't either. James Lockett, 6'4", 260 out of Missouri. Oh, Big Jim came whistling through there that time.
James Lockett has been close a few other times this afternoon. Coming into this ball game, he led the defensive team with 9 sacks. He now goes into double digits. This one, number 10, just breaking right through the center of the line. And poor John Reeves had no place to go and nobody to dump the football off to.
Loss of 9 yards, second down, 19. Boone and Anderson behind him.
Blue slide round! Blue slide round!
Anderson's open. He goes the other way. Look out. Oh, my. John Preston was off to the races if he'd have held on to it. He had Anderson on the left side. He had Gillespie coming the right side, and he's lucky to get that one back.
He had Terry Justin coming up from underneath, and he lays a lick on Gillespie after this ball goes incomplete. But Preston laying back in that zone coverage. He's seen this play all afternoon, just read it, came up and broke on the ball. But
actually, Justin cost him the interception, didn't he?
I think he just misjudged it. He should have had this one, regardless of where Justin was coming from. Justin came through and made the hit anyway.
Tampa Bay now, third down and 19. 5 out of 6 on third down conversions today. There's Gillespie. He's got it again, and he's got a first down. John Reeves can look so bad on one play and come right back and look like an all-time All-Pro on the next play, can he?
That's right. A deep crossing pattern by Willie Gillespie. The important thing is he's got a lot of room. John doesn't lead him out too far where he can run into coverage right there. He just puts some touch on it, holds his position so that Gillespie can make the catch.
At the 32 of New Jersey, first down.
Brown 92! Brown 92!
Anderson to the 29. Gillespie having a fair to Midland day. He's only caught the ball 3 times, but they've all been big. 25, 20, 22. And they've been key.
It wouldn't be bad to maintain that average over the course of a year.
You'd need 3 lawyers to negotiate your contract. That's kind of an average.
No, you wouldn't need a single one.
You're right.
Round 40!
It's a bigger truck. This is Boone to the outside. Greg Boone. And he looks to me like he's going to have another first down. So they trap and send Boone outside.
And everybody looking to the inside. The receiver ran the corner off. It was up to the linebackers to give chase to Boone. He got a great jump on the play.
Incredible. Harvey, oh, what a catch
defense. Linebacker, right outside linebacker, number 57, John Miller. Had him in man-to-man coverage. Miller has his back turned. Reeves gets the ball away. Just take a look at the catch he makes. The ball was well in the air before he had ever turned around.
The ball was no more than 10 feet from him when he turned around.
The ball was laid in very nicely over the shoulder of Miller. Harvey just makes a Willie Mays basket-type catch, backs into the end zone, and for the first time in this ball game, the Tampa Bay Bandits take a 6-point lead. Zenon Andrusichin will try and make it 7.
And he does. So with 7 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the third quarter, the Tampa Bay Bandits walking a tightrope will be the Jacksonville Bulls at Baltimore. Baltimore out 21-10 over San Antonio right now. Jacksonville won last night over Los Angeles. Baltimore could go to 7-6-1, Jacksonville 8-6. And here's the kickoff by the Bandits. Goes to Danny Knight. Danny Knight is ridden down at the 24. John Reeves.
I know he did. So did the safety. The back half of the guy? No. He's got the guy on the right. It was an all-out blitz. Really, the only thing good against that. So if we get a right call or left call or 30 front, we just slide it like we did. We're just facing up like probably best if we...
New Jersey coming up now on first down at their own 23-yard line. Herschel Walker to the 26.
Hey, Mac, you let go.
Spend a moment now with John Reeves and Tim Brent.
Man, did you read that? Tell me about the touchdown play. Just then they did an all-out blitz. Cover 0, nobody in the middle. And it wasn't really an audible, just a huddle call. All I did was change the protection at the line of scrimmage in order to give us a little more time, and Marvin made a great catch. Looked like they held Gillespie, and then Marvin slid underneath. Right, that's what happened. There was a linebacker on him, and Marvin real fast, he got away. All right, Keith.
Walker again, penalty flags flying this time as Herschel is gang tackled, and they're really jumping on him now. You know, John Reeves was quite the golden boy in his college days at the University of Florida. Then he had some lumps and bumps along the way, but bless his heart, great resourcefulness, great character. He's bounced back, got everything in order.
58 on the offense.
Holding call against...
70 on the defense. Offset, replay the down, second down.
Well, that wipes it. They wipe it again. That's about the 4th time now we've had offsetting penalties. The other 3 were the result of fights.
John Reeves also has a real estate company. Sold Mike Clark, one of his teammates, to condo this year. I wonder if he gave him a good interest rate. Worked out a good deal in the bank for him.
Well, he's limited is what he can give him.
That's true.
Doug Flutie, in case you wonder, is 2 out of 6 today, 43 yards, and an interception. From the 26. Second down, 7. Number 70 got caught across the line of scrimmage. 10 times was well across the line of scrimmage, the defensive end on the right side for Tampa Bay. And that threw the flags again. We've got a Bandit down on the field. Might be Dwayne Anderson.
Offsides, 70 on the defense.
10 times had just come back to the ball club with the loss of Fred Norgan. They had brought him back and added him to the roster. I think that's Dwayne Anderson, the strong safety for the Bandits.
I didn't see how he was injured.
Well, he was coming from the top of the screen on a blitz, a looping blitz from the outside. So you got a timeout for Anderson at 5:40 to go. It appears to be an injury in the back area. As he came flashing through, he was blocked, and as he went down, I don't know whether Herschel stepped on him or actually hit him or whether it happened on the block. But it's in the back area.
We'll take another look at it. Maurice Carthen is the lead blocker on the play. You'll see him come in at the top of the picture. He goes under him, over the top right there, and you saw Herschel kind of bounce into him there. He could have been a knee in the back. We're not sure. We'll get a report later on in the ballgame.
Well, he's having a little trouble getting his legs to work.
Sure is.
Looks like it's a back injury. Ooh.
If it's a back injury, then I wonder why they just didn't bring a stretcher out, put him on it, keep him flat on that back.
The stage is set up, and Jafrey will be live in concert, absolutely free. And all of you come on over after the band is wet and join us for the free concert. We'll see you Rise and Park right after the game. Tight left!
All right, from the 31-yard line now, 2nd down and 2 for New Jersey. Tampa Bay leads 21-14 as Maurice Carthen slams in there, and it'll be close. Now in the 4th quarter in the San Antonio-Baltimore game up at College Park, Maryland, it's 21-10, Stars lead. A little short, I guess. It'll be 3rd and a half a yard.
Well, the kind of day the officials have been having out here, you have to look at those marks very carefully.
Okay. So they come right here, Raymond.
That's the first down the hard way by Herschel Walker.
Well, he cleared the top very nicely. Then James Harrell came over, made a good shot right in his back, and Marcus Quinn came up right behind him. You see, well, that's Marcus Quinn, excuse me, that makes the initial contact with Herschel Walker while he was coming down from his leap into the Stars.
Kent Hull, the center, has hopped off the field. He got caught in the bottom of that melee, so Kent had to leave the ball game at center. And that should get Mitchell in to do the snapping here.
Split right.
Flutie rolls it out. Marcus Quinn was flying up from his free safety spot, and he spent his body. He just let everything go like a 10-gauge shotgun, aiming at Flutie, and he missed it.
Yeah, but
and he wound up over in the garbage can area. He really tried to get a hold of Flutie as Doug ran it for 8 yards.
Well, you know Flutie's going to roll out once or twice or a few times in the ball game. You want to make him pay a price, but he could have really unloaded on Flutie. He didn't. He pulled back on that shot, then just came over, patted him on the back, and Doug Flutie knew that he wasn't trying to do anything illegal.
Counter one.
Carthen for the first down as he crosses the 45 and gets close to the 47. Here's Tim Brandt.
All right, Keith, it was the back as you suspected and you saw on the replay. And what happened to him was the doctor said he was kicked or punched in that sacroiliac right there on his lower buttocks, and he's having trouble now getting his legs going. They're going to take him in the cart and take him inside and try to examine it even more. They do not think it is a disc problem, but he's in a lot of pain. You can see that.
You ought to know. You just had one. From the 46, Flutie back. Runs away from the pursuit. And picks up a first down.
Oh, the official missed a clip, too. Sam Bowers clipped someone over that far side, which was a key block. The man he clipped was number 50, James Harrell. The head official was running behind Flutie, didn't see the play. None of the other officials saw the play. We'll take a look at it here on our replay. Flutie fakes it. One of his great fakes is right here. The stand like he's going to throw. He draws the pass rush in, then he loops to the outside. Oh, here's Sam Bowers right here. There's the clip. It's not a hard hit, but a very blatant clip.
They miss it, and it's first down New Jersey at the Tampa Bay 43. Herschel Walker. And pretty much at the line of scrimmage on that one. Mike Butler was the first man to get in and get a piece of him. And he got some help. But, again, you just don't really shut Walker down with nothing. Even though that there were 3 men that hit him. He still got 2 yards.
Yes, he did. And it looks like they're doing what I thought they would do at the top of the ball game. Herschel Walker is getting his yards. They're moving inside, though, the 20-yard line. Tampa Bay has a 7-point lead.
Got it again. And he's down to the 36. Tampa Bay right now is using 4 linemen, 4 linebackers, and only 3 defensive backs.
Well, the New Jersey Generals are loading up, running the football. And the cornerback comes firing in here. Shoots at the linebacker. Makes a diving attempt as he's being blocked. And watch how Herschel just turns it up and runs through tacklers and literally backs his way down to the 46-yard line for 7 yards on the play.
3rd and short 3. Flutie. Ramey's after him, and Ramey's gonna, no, he missed him. He missed him. James Ramey, number 78, was pursuing Doug Flutie the whole way, and when he reached to grab him, he missed him.
Steve Spurrier just shaking his head so you can have him pinned down, corralled on the sideline. But the young man out of Boston just gave him a little fake there on the sideline.
Nady, please.
And then he jumped to the inside to pick up the first down. Now watch this little move once he gets to the sideline. Stays in bounds, and then Dye struggles for the first down.
All at the Tampa Bay 32. Flutie back to throw. Gets it off, and the pass is caught by the big man, Sam Bowers, the tight end, coming across in the short area. And he'll have it down around the 22-yard line. That's close to another first down.
One of the coaches made a very interesting remark, Keith, before the game when you said in relationship to Doug Flutie always throwing to Sam Bowers. He said Doug Flutie gets back there, he's under pressure, he's looking downfield trying to find someone. Sam Bowers is the biggest receiver downfield. So that's the first guy Doug Flutie can see. Gets him the ball more often than not. And they're just short of the first down.
Well, they've got one of those marches going right now, though. It's now Houston 24, Arizona 13 in the 3rd quarter. And as we told you earlier, the word from Houston was that Jim Kelly, the Gambler quarterback, has a torn medial collateral in the right knee. And out of there.
And I dare say that he will be out for the rest of this year.
Well, it's squarely on the 22. 20 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Well, that'll get the old penalty flag. Carson was going forward well before the snap of the ball.
I think Herschel realized that. Herschel probably could have turned that upfield and tried to go in and might have gone in for a touchdown. I think he realized they were going to call that play back because Maurice was getting what we call a rolling start out of the blocks on that last play. You take a look, number 33, he doesn't even try and stop and go backwards. He just keeps going forward. Probably makes a pretty good block, too. Yes, run the play.
3rd quarter is over. After 3 periods, it is Tampa Bay 21, New Jersey 14. And we'll continue after this message and the word from our local station. Here sits New Jersey. Ball on the 27, 2nd down and 5.
Help him down the middle.
Ready to throw. Pressure on. Gets it off. Goes the middle for Walker. Incomplete. Sankar Montouk from St. Leo College, a rookie, running right with Herschel Walker on that play.
For a linebacker, he's got pretty darn good speed because he was all over Herschel Walker. You see him flanked out there as a wide receiver. Herschel takes off, running straight down the field. It's a good thing he backed up earlier before this play started. The ball was thrown to Herschel's outside as he was looking over his inside shoulder to help.
Moody throwing again, and out of the backfield, Carson out of bounds at the 10, first and goal, New Jersey.
Take another look. New Jersey Generals going to the air just a bit more here in the second half of this ball game, finding Maurice Carson downfield.
That's a give-up. Right? You got to come out and line up on number 2. I was on number 2.
Herschel Walker powers his way to the 1-yard line.
Herschel Walker scooted through the line, made contact with someone in the defense just outside the 5-yard line, and carried that player and a few others down to the 1-yard line. Another player getting up slow for the Tampa Bay Bandits. Number 76, right tackle Mike Morgan out of BYU.
Well, they just moved him into that spot, replacing Fred Nordgren, who's down with a broken leg. Now they're looking at his ankle. They are thin amongst the defensive troops, the big guys in the trenches. New Jersey has run today for 187 yards, and most previously against Tampa Bay this season had been the 179 yards by New Jersey in their first meeting. And in that meeting, Tampa Bay led by 10 points with just over 6 minutes to play and wound up losing. Mike Morgan walked off the field limping, but trying to walk it off. Looks like he might be able to return. Right now, New Jersey's second down and goal. The ball is at the Tampa Bay 1. Came flying out as Herschel tried to leap up, but it looked like a man in a red shirt caught it.
It was Herschel. The ball came right back to him, and he reached out and grabbed it.
Alonzo Johnson hits him.
Take a look. He goes up in the air. He's going to get hit, and he is so lucky. He never really has a good grip on the ball. But the ball comes right back to him, bounces off his knee, and he grabs it again. He's got a little leprechaun in him too, Keith. Very lucky right here.
Alonzo Johnson made a heck of a play. It's back on the 2 now. We're third down, and Walker running for the corner. Touchdown. That was the 15th play in that possession. You've got 13 and a half minutes to play in the final quarter, and they'll go for the tie. Ruzek comes out.
We'll take another look. Herschel gets Carson out in front. He gets excellent blocking all the way down the line. And he makes it look pretty darn easy. A minimal amount of contact for a play like that.
Mitchell snap high. Cartridge down. Ruzek kicks. Good. No flags, and with 13 and a half minutes to play in the football game, we're right back where we started. All even. And hit. Ricky Williams from the 1.
That's a good hit.
I don't know. Sometimes discretion is better here to let that thing go in the end zone. You're guaranteed the 20.
That's right.
Offsides, number 59 on the kicking team.
Kick it over.
Yeah, they'll make them back up 5 and kick it again. Maurice Clemens caught going too soon. Arizona and Houston, it's now Gamblers 31 and Houston 20 in the fourth quarter. And again, in case you're late joining us, Jim Kelly. Torn ligament right knee. Last play of the first half. Probably gone for the season. make a decision on Browner's future because the deal they have with him is only for the end of this season. And they'd have to make a decision in July as to whether or not they'll keep Ross for 1986. A 21-21 ball game here as Ruzek will kick from the 30 now. And Tampa should at least get the ball out beyond its 20.
Keith, thinking about that rock climbing show that we're going to have on Wide World. Do you know Robbie Cowan, one of our associate directors? Very knowledgeable man on sports, and he took a rock climbing class so that he would be more knowledgeable about that. So it should be some very interesting shots on that expedition.
Figures Robbie Cowan will take rock climbing classes. What's the matter with him? Robbie was with us the first 2 years on the USFL. He's a character. High-hanging hick. Way up there. And they're going to bring it back again. Williams. And Ricky this time gets it out to about the 27-yard line. So here comes Tampa Bay now, trying to respond to that long march by the New Jersey Generals. They had the ball for 15 plays, used 8 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock. It's a kind of a drive, if you're the opposing coach and players and coaches, it just tears you up. Well, they keep picking away at you.
Round 95! Round 95!
Reeves gives the ball to Gary Anderson at the 31. That's 4 yards on the carry. I'm going to tell a little story here because it's an inside story, but particularly for all of his pals around the country, I've got to tell this. Last night, after dinner, Billy Edwards, who controls the traffic down on the field, there he is, sits down. We're waiting in the hotel, and he sat down on the edge of a trash can just to rest for a minute. All of a sudden, we looked at him, and all you could see was his feet and his head. He just absolutely disappeared in the bottom of that trash can. Oh, my goodness. Gary Anderson had that ball go right through his hand, and he was almost picked off. But I looked over there and saw just Billy Edwards' head and his feet sticking out of that trash can. It was the funniest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Oh. I wish someone had a camera, could have taken a picture of it.
Took a while to get him out. Needed a Derrick.
Were you guys helping or laughing?
Laughing. 21-21 ball game. 12-17 play in the fourth quarter. It's a big ball game in the Eastern Conference. Birmingham plays Orlando tomorrow night. They right now are sharing the lead with Tampa Bay in the Eastern Conference. New Jersey's come up with a red flag and challenged the call here as to whether or not that was an interception. The ball was off the hands of Gary Anderson, and Walt Michaels apparently feels that his man, Preston, I think it was, scooped it up before it hit the ground.
Well, we'll see here.
Take another look here and try to help him make the decision. I don't think it was. I think that ball was on the ground.
I couldn't tell. That's about. That's hit the ground.
No replay available. No timeout. No challenge.
No replay.
Well, we played it back.
That's Cal Lepore. He's the official, the head of all the officials. Man who's up in the booth making the decision. The ball clearly hit the ground. Take another look. Ball was tipped, or Gary Anderson missed it. The bounce was right there.
Off the bounce. Yeah. Third down and 7 now for Tampa Bay.
Right! Go right!
Brodsky, that bounces in front of Brodsky. He was in front of Jerry Holmes down on a knee, and John Reeves was trying to keep the ball low so that Holmes wouldn't have a play on it, and he got it too low. And it's fourth down, and now New Jersey's going to get the ball back. And the Tampa Bay defensive folks now have got to cinch it up a little bit.
Keith, Walt Michaels challenged that play, but I think that's really the fault of the player. The player should have realized that ball bounced in front of him. He should have told the coach not to waste his time.
We didn't give him the replay in time, so there's no timeout charged against him. So there you go, from the 32-yard line. So Andrusician knocks it dead on the 32, a 39-yard punt. And now the challenge belongs to the Tampa Bay defense. Well, the Tampa Bay defensive alignment now is 4 linemen, 4 linebackers, and 3 defensive backs. The 3 backs are Marcus Quinn, Mike Thurman, and Alvin Bailey. Anderson hurt and out of the game. Hanna right now getting some rest. And it's first down New Jersey in a 21-21 ball game at their own 32. Herschel Walker to the 35. Ken Times among the tacklers.
With New Jersey continuing to run the football, Keith, against that defensive lineman, it tells you one of 2 things. Either one, they have overwhelming confidence in their running attack to go against anything, or number 2, they do not have that much confidence in their passing attack to take advantage of only 3 defensive backs.
So they used to pass on that last possession. Plus Fluty's running. Whistle, stop it.
They had time on the clock.
Movement up. Dave Lapham, 62, might get dinged here for moving too soon because they still had 7 seconds left on the 30-second clock. Herschel Walker now 23 carries on the day. He has 133 yards and all 3 of the Jersey touchdowns.
Keith, those passing plays that they used in the last drives, though, were to the backs.
True.
You know, not to the receivers who are running downfield.
So from the 30 now, with 11 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the ball game. It's second down, about 13. Walker up to about the 33. So 3rd and 9 now. I'll tell you this, he better be tough.
He's got to be as hard as they work him. But he seems unusually quick, at least he did in the first half, coming up to the line of scrimmage, getting to the holes, making his breaks, cutting back.
Walker goes up in a flanking position now, and Harmon is in as the lone setback. He is also a pretty good receiver. Harmon drifts out in the flat and has it one-on-one. And a good tackle by Alonzo Johnson. And so Tampa Bay's defense has held New Jersey. And they'll have to kick it away. Johnson can really run for a linebacker.
He certainly can. On that last play, he came out and bumped Walker coming off the line of scrimmage, then covered a short pass from the zone.
Partridge hits another howitzer. Boy, he's had a day of kicking that ball. Vaughn back at the 11 and comes back to about the 20. So it's another 56. They marked the ball back at the 19 for Tampa Bay, and that's where they go from. First down. 21-21 tie with 9:40 to play in the game. John Reeves to throw. Has a man. That's Brodsky. Pitches the ball out to Marvin Harvey, and Harvey gets the first down. Brodsky, not the fastest of the fast, but a very heady player, the son of a coach. And he whirled around and realized Harvey was outside. He didn't have the first down, and so he gives it up to Marvin, and they get the first.
Well, one of the many plays in the trick of gadget plays, he's coming back to the ball. Harvey was standing there waiting. It's a design play.
He had the option to keep it or give it, and he gave it.
And he gave it.
35-yard line. First down.
90! Hut, hut.
Incomplete, intended for Gillespie. Preston clobbered it.
Crowd of people over there on the sideline. Willie Gillespie made a good try for it. Very lucky that that ball didn't come away being picked off by one of the men in the secondary of the Generals.
Final score now. Baltimore beat San Antonio 28-10. Chuck Fusina, 3 touchdowns. Passes.
Either Gillespie had his hands on it, but couldn't maintain control for very long.
Round 90! Round 90!
That's Harvey. He's got it. The tight end Harvey down to the New Jersey 41-yard line. Gregory Johnson and John Miller were there, but the pass was on the money from Reeves. Well, that Harvey's a good receiver.
Yes, he is. Man-to-man coverage across the board. There were 10 people up on the line of scrimmage. He had a blitz coming. 47, John Joyce, coming in from that linebacker position. But right there, Marvin makes the big catch. Man-to-man coverage over Miller. Just runs by the linebacker here. Miller again with his back turned to the ball. Gregory Johnson coming over from his free safety position for the tackle.
From the 41, first down. Anderson is caught just about the line of scrimmage. Somebody came blowing in. Jim Byrne it was. He came in and got him before he could get moving.
Defensive line of New Jersey has put good pressure on Reeves all day long. James Lockett came up with a big sack, a loss of 9 yards for the Tampa Bay Bandits, but all throughout the game, the defensive line has kept him backing up, throwing off his back foot, hurrying the passes downfield.
Anderson, that same play, cutting it back against the grain. This time he breaks it. He runs into number 73, Dan Fike, and lost his footing as he was trying to redirect Fike going downfield. And if he had been able to get Dan to go to the right so he could have come back outside at 6, but it's still a first down.
A superb combination of moves and reading blocks downfield on the run. Great move to cut back inside here. Now he's just reading his blocks downfield, cutting inside here. Then he wanted to cut back outside, but Dan Fike is just not fast enough to get out of his way. Excellent run by Gary Anderson. 25-yard line, first down. 21-21 tie with 7 minutes to play. Anderson takes it up the middle. And the ball come out? I think it did. It is New Jersey's ball as he cut back in the middle. Anderson lost the football, and the Generals have come up with it. Mike Weddington came out of there with a football. Looked like when Gary Anderson was running around, he couldn't find the hole, and he ran into the back of number 65, Reggie Smith, right there, then was hit, and the ball was just on the ground. Looked like Mike Weddington, 52, makes the recovery. That's the 4th turnover by the Tampa Bay Bandits. 7:01 to play, 4th quarter. Fortuitous play for New Jersey by Mike Weddington. He just saw the ball on the ground and dove on it after it had been knocked loose from Gary Anderson. So Tampa Bay is still trying to self-destruct in a 21-21 tie. Generals go from their 23. Walker. There's a pretty good move right there from the 23 to the 29. Just stone stopped, didn't he, and went back the other way. Strong move. Clock shows 6:20 to go in the game. Sun is now out very bright on the field. Keith, both teams seem to be holding up very well under the heat and the pressure. They do. Flutie. Johnson missed him, passes away, incomplete. Oh, that's frustrating. Alonzo thought he was going to have him for lunch and supper and everything, and all of a sudden that little move, and he was going right by him. Those little tiny feet running around there, moving very, very quickly.
We got to go on.
Hey, watch Alonzo.
Just stops on the dime and turns back around, throws it, and he wanted to throw it downfield, turned around, saw another white jersey, and just held on to it. Threw it into the ground.
They saved a loss of about 10 or 12 yards. 3rd down now and 4.
See a blitz.
Herschel Walker doesn't get it. They stop him at the 30. Mike Butler leading the defensive charge, number 77. And in comes Rick Partridge to punt. And the time remaining 5:45. Well, can Rick make 4 in a row? 57, 58, 56, his numbers.
If he can make another punt like he has early in the ball game, New Jersey goes on to win this ball game, he should be the MVP of it.
Didn't get that one, but he's got a tail dragger, and it takes a roll for him and kicks out of bounds at the 25. So he'll get a fair mark on that one of 45 yards. So at 5 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the football game, the Tampa Bay Bandits get another shot with it.
45 yards without a return is still a very, very good punt.
Certainly is. Next Sunday, Jacksonville at Baltimore. Another game that will have a goodly amount of meaning in the scramble in the Eastern Conference. Tampa Bay needs to win to retain a share of the Eastern Conference lead. Baltimore winning today, now 7-6-1. Jacksonville is 8-6. 8 of the 14 teams will qualify for the playoffs. Reeves, good protection. Brodsky at the 40. Where do they mark him? They mark him up at the 42 with it.
Yep. Another low pass by John Reeves, this time over the middle, but high enough where Larry Brodsky could get his hands underneath and make the catch.
They've got Andrew Zishin, place kicker. Pretty good one, especially inside of 40 yards. Reeves is now thrown for 306 yards on 17 completions. Greg Boone wiggles around and gets about 3 yards on that carry. In the fourth quarter, with about 4 minutes to play, it's now Arizona 41-20. Houston 41-20 over Arizona. So Todd Dillon has stepped in after Jim Kelly and a busted knee out of it, and is apparently still rolling the gamblers.
Stay home, Reggie. Come on, Reggie.
Gary Anderson, big block on the corner. Another Tampa Bay first down as he reaches the New Jersey 43. Greg Boone, one big block. Dan Pike, another one.
People are getting out there. Offensive linemen, the fullbacks, making the key blocks, bringing Gary Anderson for the big yardage to take another look. The interior line does a good job of cutting everyone else off, all the pursuit, and the lead blockers just give the spring blocks. Gary Anderson gets downfield in a hurry.
Gary's got 105 now on 23 carries.
12-90!
Greg Boone. Nothing fancy, but another first down as Greg Boone slices over the right side, and the crowd goes boomie at 3:15 to play. And they're getting close now to field goal range if they have to go that way, if they don't make another mistake.
And that's been the habit for this ball club at this time in the ball, at this point in the ball game, or drive. They've come down, gotten deep in the New Jersey territory, 3 interceptions and a fumble to give the ball away.
2:50 to go now. Reeves back to Boone. Boone coming outside. Gets a little help on it.
Fumble.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Stays Tampa Bay's possession. He was rolling around for a tantalizing moment.
It was happening again. This team has got to feel like they're jinxed, snake bitten to a certain degree. Every time they make a drive, there's a mistake, even on their touchdown. I mean, there was a fumble where John Reeves had fumbled trying to go in for a touchdown that was recovered by Marvin Harvey.
There were 44,539 tickets distributed. I frankly can't tell you how many are here because I can't read this stadium, but it's not a bad crowd.
Brown 40!
All right.
Brown 40!
Anderson looking for some daylight, gets one block, and punches his way inside the 30 to about the 29. So they'll be looking at third down now and 6. maybe close to 7.
We've seen that play.
Call a timeout.
We've seen that play 3 times now by the Bandits, quickly becoming a favorite because of the New Jersey defense pursuing very quickly, trying to cut the sweep off. They're looking now to make the cutback to pick up the big yards.
There's the time remaining, 2 minutes and 32 seconds. But this is a pretty fair-sized play in the whole scheme of things here now. 3rd down and 7. And Andrusician, his leg distance, let's look at his card here for a moment. He's 4 out of 5 between 40 and 49. So he's got the leg to reach it from this neighborhood. 21-21 tie. Tampa Bay trying to go to 10-4. New Jersey trying to go to 9-5. And all the fiddling around with the mathematics of this thing, as far as the playoffs are concerned, it looks like you're going to have 9 to get in.
A minimum. Maybe.
Yeah. Tampa Bay today on its 3rd down conversions fairly efficient. In fact, quite remarkably efficient. 7 out of 9. Here comes the big one. Passes away, man's wide open. Gillespie, 1st down, coming back against the grain to the 14-yard line. Oh, somebody blew the coverage there.
They had a blitz coming all the way from the outside. Looks like Reeves read it very well. You see the offensive line picking up the blitz coming to the outside. They protect extremely well. And I don't know how Gillespie got that wide open. As you said, maybe just beat someone that bad. Or there was a mistake in the coverage. Kerry Justin, number 26, I think, was the man responsible for the coverage.
2 minutes to go in a football game. It is Tampa Bay, 1st down at the New Jersey 14-yard line. In case you're curious who's been the big play man today for Tampa Bay, Willie Gillespie has caught 4 balls, 25, 20, 22, and 16 yards, all 1st down. Tampa Bay's got 26. Here we go from the 14. Anderson sweep left. In traffic down at the line of scrimmage. The clock is rolling now. New Jersey with 2 timeouts remaining. Tampa Bay with 3. They stopped the clock at 1:52.
New Jersey.
Do we have a timeout? New Jersey called the timeout. So they have 1 remaining. They are absolutely within Zenon Andrusician's range now. No question about it. Gary Anderson has come off the field for a moment, sort of hobbling a little. He got beat up a little in that last play. They'll take a look at a foot.
He's been getting beat up all afternoon.
He's produced 188 yards for them, though. 104 on the ground and 84 through the air. He's run for a touchdown and caught a touchdown. Herschel Walker on the other side has gone over 100 yards and then some for an 8th consecutive week.
But the ball is sitting inside the 15-yard line of the New Jersey Generals.
They sent Spencer Jackson in to join Larry Brodsky, Willie Gillespie, and Steve Carter. Gary Anderson is still out of there.
Zenon has to kick from here. It would be a 31-yarder.
Look at this play now. They got Spencer Jackson, the wide receiver, lined up at the I-back.
Maybe they're going to throw a pass. I don't know. I'm just afraid they might turn the ball over here again.
Now he goes out into a wide receiver spot.
Round 40! Round 40!
They give it to Boone, and Booney gets into a scramble, but lost his hat, but hangs on to the ball after a pickup of a couple of yards.
See, Tampa being very, very conservative in their play selection down here. Not throwing the ball. Yeah, they should be. A number of mistakes they made.
They have now forced New Jersey to spend their last timeout. The Generals have none remaining. There's 1:44 to play in the ball game. So if they can get ahead, need something. Greg Brune's progress on that last carry was just inside the 13. A 21-21 tie. 1:44 to play. New Jersey with no timeouts remaining. Tampa Bay looking at third and just about 8 yards.
Normally a passing situation, but trying to be conservative here because of the turnovers in scoring territory. They may even run the ball again.
Blue 89! Blue 89!
On the throw. Oh, my goodness. The pass was thrown high on a rollout right, flipped up in the air, intended for Marvin Harvey, and two New Jersey Generals got their hands on it but couldn't catch it.
Well, now the young man from UCLA comes out onto the field.
Not so young anymore.
I like to call him a young man. To play this game, you have to be young in spirit. Take another look. Reeves rolling out, throwing.
Watch this now. Armstrong tips it.
Goes up. The ball's tipped.
Oh,
the ball never hits the ground right there.
Justin couldn't control it, and then it bounced before Armstrong got a hold of it.
Gee, that ball may have never touched the ground.
No question. It bounced in front of Armstrong. I know it did.
He did?
Yep. 30-yard field goal try for a possible win by Andrew Zishin is up, and it is good. So Zenon answers under the pressure. And he went down and grabbed that football and is doing canter over to the sidelines, and he gave it to somebody. So he just bought himself a ball. Watch this now.
We'll take another look at the
Justin's the man that was the key man here. And watch Carey gets his hands under it all right.
Right there, he gets us like volleyball. He got both hands up.
Now it's going to bounce in front of Armstrong.
Well, he grabbed it and brought it down to the ground, but it was in his control, Keith. But all the red flags have been thrown by New Jersey.
I thought the ball hit the ground. But
it was a close call.
Right now, Zenon Andrusician is the man of the hour because the scoreboard shows a 24-21 lead for Tampa Bay and 1:36 to play.
Now, after he kicks the field goal, he grabs the ball, he goes over to the back wall. And behind the wall are people who are handicapped in wheelchairs watching the game, and he gives it to an elderly woman sitting there in a wheelchair.
Nice gesture.
And I'll bet you she doesn't take that. She takes that ball home and puts it up on her mantle.
Came out of Canada to UCLA.
That was probably the best spike I've ever seen of a football, Keith.
Yep. Certainly the most useful. Jeff Davis's kickoff is short. Fielded at the 13-yard line by Clarence Harmon. And Harmon brings it back to about the 26. With 1:31 to play and no timeouts now for the New Jersey Generals. But it's not over, folks.
Walt Michaels.
You see Walker come up into that slot position, I'll bet you now.
Looking to put the ball up in the air, and I'll tell you one thing for sure. I don't think we're going to see 4 down linemen and 4 linebackers either.
They split the backs. Walker loops out of there as a receiver, and he's got the ball. And dropped at the 32. And gang tackled Al Richardson and Alonzo Johnson. Doug Flutie in the ball game before that completion was 5 of 11. He's now 6 of 12. And he's looking at second down 3. Picked up 7 on that one. He's got Walker again, but goes instead to Sam Bowers for the first down. And Sam will be out to the 43 with a minute 2, and the clock will resume running as soon as the chains are in place, so the Generals have to go without a huddle.
They're working the ball very well, using up only 29 seconds so far.
Ruzek's got a pretty good leg. Flutie drills it. Bowers has it. Sam is on the 46 of Tampa Bay.
Another first
stops
down.
the clock again with another first down at 52 seconds.
And the strategy right here, folks, has to be to move the ball down at least the field goal range to get Roger Ruzek out, because the chances of getting a touchdown are very slim.
Flutie pulled it down to run it. It was a mistake. He had Herschel Walker upfield and could not. He felt the pressure coming from Ken Kimes and Mike Morgan. So Doug pulled it down, and they dropped him at the 46, and the clock should be running.
The official stopped the clock to get the receivers back down to the offensive formation.
Flutie running around, going for the sideline. Dives out of bounds, short of the first down at the 38 of Tampa Bay, and 30 seconds to play. They need to get the ball down around the 30 to give Ruzek a real good shot at it, because Ruzek's long one of the year, 49 yards.
There he is, warming up. So while the offenses have met the challenge, scoring touchdown to touchdown for 21-21 ties, Zenon and Tradition taking the field goal to go ahead by 3. Roger might get his shot to tie it up once again.
That's a first down. The pass goes to Herschel Walker. He's down to the 32. And the clock stops now at 21 seconds as they move the chain.
If they get in field goal position, one of the keys is going to be how fast can the field goal unit get on that field to kick.
They got to throw an incomplete pass or something. They're trying to nibble up. Flutie gets it away and throws it out of bounds. Carson made the catch all right, but the catch was made out of bounds, and now you are at 13 seconds, and now you got a hard decision to make right here.
I think you have to bring Roger Ruzek onto the field now, Keith.
49-yard kick from here.
But he's got to do it, because if they run another play, they won't have enough time to run the play. If it's complete, get him on the field and kick the field goal. Not in 13 seconds.
Wouldn't you throw it in the end zone here?
Well, yeah, you throw it in the end zone, but if the ball is incomplete, you stop the clock, that's fine. But it may also get picked off.
To the sidelines, to Broughton. Broughton is short of the first down, but he does get out of bounds.
That was a good call.
Oh, they're going to mark it right at the marker. Oh, look at this spot. I think that's beyond the first down marker, so the ball is going to be at the 23 of Tampa Bay, and Steve Spurrier is just about to die. Got a Tampa Bay man down on the field, Ken Kimes.
Well, the most important thing is that he did get out of bounds, which stopped the clock, which allowed Roger Ruzek to take his time coming out into the field and get that field goal unit set.
Eight seconds to play in the game. A 40-yard field goal try coming up for Roger Ruzek, and between the 40 and 49, he's 3 out of 5 this year. Final score, Houston beat Arizona 41-20. Baltimore beat San Antonio. So Houston's got their 9th win of the season, but they lost Jim Kelly. And Ken Kimes now being assisted off the field by the Tampa Bay trainers. Now he's starting to walk a little on his own. 24-21 Bandits. And Roger Ruzek out of Weber State in his second year is going for the tying field goal right here. Mitchell snaps, Partridge holds, and Ruzek kicks.
Where do I go? Gotta wait for the whistle.
It's up. And it's good. And with 4 ticks remaining on the clock, Ruzek ties the score at 24. No flag.
Unless we have a kickoff return for a touchdown, it's overtime, folks.
It may be an overnight.
Don't say that.
Well, they've squeezed all they could squeeze out of this one, couldn't they?
Well, they certainly have.
You look back on it, Herschel Walker lost the ball at the goal line for a New Jersey touchdown. Tampa Bay twice down on deep in the New Jersey territory, turned it over to lose scoring opportunities. So both teams have made their share of mistakes today, but have come plugging back. And we are tied at 24.
Jeff Partridge contributing his share with long punts of 59, 57, 56, and one that rolled 40, Rick Partridge, one that rolled 45, has had a great impact in the game. And we'll take a look. Partridge is holding here. Roger makes a kick. Yes, indeed. Don't fall down. It's a tie ball game. You gave your team new life. Another chance, Roger.
Earned his paycheck right there, didn't he?
Sure did.
Well, it's not much you can do except run the ball all the way back to avoid overtime.
Norris Brown did it for Jacksonville.
He did. Carter and Williams for the deep people. The high short kick for Ricky Williams. Got a hole. And down he goes, and the game is over. And it's overtime we go. So they played 60 minutes and finished all even at 24. So we'll be back with our overtime in a 24-24 ball game after this word from our local station. Well, it's a simple matter of fact that the man that gave them the position for the field goal try was Doug Flutie.
He did a very good job throwing the ball downfield, finding the short receivers. Also running the ball one time, getting out of bounds. Walt Michaels had an excellent play call, the pass play to the sideline. The last play the offense ran before Roger Ruzek came onto the field, which stopped the clock by getting out of bounds.
In that possession, Flutie 5 out of 6, 46 yards. So that's delivering with the heat on, huh? Yep. So we go to overtime, and New Jersey will kick it off to Tampa Bay. The Bandits get the first shot at it. Same deep people, Steve Carter and Ricky Williams. Overtime goes 15 minutes. If nobody scores in overtime,
it stands as a tie.
It stands as a tie.
I was in a ball game like that my rookie year against the Denver Broncos. First time there was an overtime game that ended in a tie since they instituted the rule of sudden death. And we were one tired football team.
This is the fourth OT of the season in the USFL. We had another game. Who was it? Oakland played somebody into Baltimore. Oakland and Baltimore played 15 minutes overtime and finished in a draw. That's how you came to that 7-6-1 record or 10-3-1. That could work to an advantage, actually, when you come down to structuring playoffs, too.
Yes, it could.
Ruzek kicks off, and Ricky Williams circled under it at the 2. Pretty good run back by Ricky Williams. He was patient, waited for the hole to open, and gets the ball back to about the 28-yard line, and there's John Reeves and company now. We'll go to work.
Coming into overtime, I think you're not going to see very much change. You're going to see the Tampa Bay Bandits offense trying to work the ball down the field using the same strategy that really has worked very well for them throughout the ball game. The only thing that has really stopped them today are their own mistakes and turnovers.
Gary Anderson is back in the backfield now.
Round 40!
Reeves will throw. Oh, he's got Gillespie wide open down the sidelines and didn't see him. He went to the short man, Marvin Harvey. My goodness, Gillespie had circled out and gotten loose from Kerry Justin and was long gone. But the play stayed inside on a very short gain up to about the 30-yard line. Pick up of a couple of yards. Second down, 8.
This is the second best field position Tampa Bay has had throughout the previous 4 quarters of football.
We are in overtime, 24-24, New Jersey and Tampa Bay. John Reeves pass. He goes for Gillespie this time, and there's no call, as Gillespie could not get past the defender to get to the ball. Kerry Justin was blocking his way, but Justin was going after the ball, so there was no intent involved.
It doesn't happen very often, Keith, after you beat a defensive back as badly as Gillespie did the previous play, that you can come back and run the same play and beat him. This time, Justin better prepared, had good coverage. Gillespie tried to stop and come inside to make a play on the ball and got tangled up with Justin.
Down! Round 95! Round 95!
Don't get it here. They turn it over to New Jersey on a punt. Reeves passes away and almost intercepted by Gregory Johnson. He cut in front of the tight end, Marvin Harvey, and almost had himself an errant throw. So Tampa Bay's got a punt now.
Tampa Bay pays the price of trying to go for too much on that second down when the receiver was wide open, not giving themselves a secondary receiver to go to, created the third and long situation. And then here, Reeves almost throws the big interception as Gregory Johnson was in excellent position.
And position to punt. Good kick. Runs Danny Knight. Oh, with a dandy kick. Across the field and out of bounds at the 20 of New Jersey. A 50-yard punt by Zeno.
Outstanding. Not only did he get the distance, but he angled the ball away from the punt return man, giving him absolutely no chance to catch the punt and then initiate a return.
So Zeno does it again for Tampa Bay, and the Generals will go to work now. Their chance in overtime. Do they stay conservative, or do they start pumping it up?
I think they're going to do the same things they've been doing all day, run the ball through the short passes, because they've got a whole quarter of football to play.
Herschel Walker, 27-yard line. Marcus Quinn the tackle.
People sometimes think, Keith, because it's overtime and because we call it sudden death, that you should change everything up to score in a hurry. You don't have to. You start with 15 minutes of time on the clock. You have possession of the ball. You should do the things that have been successful for you. In New Jersey's case, give it to Herschel, run the football.
Herschel again. Down at the 28.
Team alert! Team alert! Make the first fucking down, man!
New Jersey Generals going to have the Memphis Showboats to contend with next Saturday night at home. 3rd and 1. Walker has the first down. Pretty good play over there by Al Richardson, but just couldn't do it by himself.
No, he couldn't. In front of Herschel that time, or I should say once again, there was Sam Bowers, 89, and Maurice Carthen, 33, making blocks.
Ludy, play action and going deep for Collins. He's got it! Penalty flag. Collins makes the catch against Warren Hanna. Down at the 19-yard line of Tampa Bay.
There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, but it's against Hanna, I think, for face mask. No, it isn't.
Marcus Quinn, number 40, is pointing towards New Jersey. Jeff Speck, 81, is complaining. The tight end, he was in that general vicinity.
Did he go out of bounds before he caught it?
No.
Or did he push or walk?
If he went out of bounds, they throw a little bag or something down there, a little bean bag. That's a yellow flag. It's a penalty. They're discussing it.
Pass interference. Number 20 on the defense. Decline. Catch. First down.
Well, it is against Hanna.
It is against Hanna. Well, I wonder what all the controversy was for. We'll take another look.
Pushed him right there.
Right there, we see him grabbing him, putting his hands up. Pass interference by Hanna all the way. I'm very surprised. That was a big pass play by Doug Flutie. because he was not that wide open. He had tight coverage, and that was a chance he played. Ball coming right over the receiver's shoulder. Tough catch all the way.
It's first down, New Jersey at the Tampa Bay 18-yard line.
And they are definitely in field goal range for Roger Ruzek.
They'll just pound it in the end zone if they can, though, I think.
Yes, they will, but...
Walker, up the middle, runs over people to the 10. Each team will get a red flag challenge opportunity in overtime.
Sometimes the coach, and he's calling Roger Ruzek now. He may not want to take all the time and have his people stay out in the field. He may call them in early just to kick the field goal.
Well, he's doing that.
And he's doing it.
Oh, boy. New Jersey's team gets 2 timeouts in overtime, so New Jersey spends one right here with 11:15 to go in OT. And Walt Michaels wants his kicker out there and end it right now if he can.
Well, he just doesn't want his players out in the field any longer than they have to be. It was a very physical game last week against the Denver Gold. They come in here, play a hard-fought football game with the Bandits that now takes them into overtime. Next week, as you said, they're going to play the Memphis Showboats, and we know, and we both believe here, that Memphis has the best defense in the USFL, a very physical football team, so they have to have something left to play those people.
Now, if Ruzek makes this 27-yard field goal, New Jersey will go to 9-5 on the season. Tampa Bay will be tied with them for second place in the conference standings. Birmingham, playing Orlando tomorrow night, could go back into the lead at 10-4. So again, Mitchell snaps, Partridge holds, and Ruzek kicks. This is for the win. Bad snap inside. Partridge picks it up. He's got a convoy for the end zone, and he scores! Can you believe it?
No!
A bad snap. He picked up the loose ball and took off for the end zone, and he got help on the left side, and he ran it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Oh! Special teams today. Roger Ruzek tying the ball game up with a field goal. Partridge, an unbelievable job of punting the football, now saves the win for the New Jersey Journalists. A real heads-up on his play, a heads-up play on his part.
Well, finally, the guys will be hanging around old Rick's locker as he runs 9 yards for the touchdown. See, the ball was snapped inside and low. Partridge didn't handle it. He picks it up and takes off. Now, who's the man out in front here that gives him the block?
I don't know. Marcus Quinn is the man.
It's Clarence Harmon.
Clarence Harmon.
Clarence Harmon was the man that gave him the time with that delay block, and he runs it over for the touchdown from 9 yards. And your final score is New Jersey 30 and Tampa Bay 24.
Take a look. Rick Partridge is the man we highlighted in the halftime piece as a well-traveled football player. Several teams he played for in the NFL and the USFL. Comes in, always said that the press never came around his locker. His was right next to Doug Flutie. Well, I don't think, as you said, Keith, he'll have a problem today because he has played one outstanding ball game this afternoon. Take another look. He didn't hesitate. Watch him go in the air when he realizes he hasn't got much left. Now watch 81, that's Jeff Beckett. He goes up in the air, signaling touchdown, and his team is happy. That ball will go on his mantle as a trophy.
You betcha. So there's your final. New Jersey 30, Tampa Bay 24 in overtime.